Good. Gives me time to do the sharing of
the thing. I like those colors.
Well, that's a solid color choice, yeah.
That is.
It's the color of my PC.
That. We will take that. What's happening? Nobody.
It's me.
Oh, YouTubes. Get that all popping. All nobody. What's going on?
Hello.
Hey, what's up, Tim?
Hello, nobody. Tim? Oh.
Connor?
Connor's like, who? I was like, we have a Tim? I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm also an
Got a
idiot.
big Tim.
I'm also an idiot.
Best guy ever.
He's an absolute sweetheart.
He really is.
I love you, Tim. Your nephew does too. He's schnoozing, but he's here.
Kitty.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big kitty.
Pretty much. It's my best friend right there. I'm the definition of the dad that didn't want the dog. Because now we are. He just came to see Bodie. That's right. That's my boy right there. Fresh teeth cleaning.
Teefs?
Yep, he lost 2 of them, but the rest of them shiny and new.
Shiny teeth.
And I'm surprised he's. Oh, I disagree. He's now asleep. He had a very fun day in the snow today. Lot of red today. Sorry, guys. Went a little heavy on the red.
I noticed that. I was going to say something when
Yeah,
I came
it
in.
was a little much. It was an eventful day, so I just threw on what was like mostly clean.
Oh, I should have worn my red hat.
Bring your red hat.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't have been surprised, to be honest with you.
I don't own one, dude.
Bullshit.
I need one of the
Just
black
borrow
ones.
one of the 30 that's in your house.
Yeah.
2.
Doesn't?
I think. No, I
Surprised you
think
don't have one on
just
your dashboard.
It's in his heart.
I hate stuff on my dashboard. That's something that used to drive me freaking bonkers when I worked at my last job. Everyone's vans would have stuff all over their dashes, like paperwork and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, one piece of paper on my dash, that little reflection,
Drives me nuts.
I would drive
Yeah, I
to
can't
a
do that.
bridge, dude. I hate that stuff.
Well, you don't like the ducks on the dash? Jeep ducks?
I've killed for less.
Yeah.
No, there's guys
Get
that-
rear-ended, a bunch
there's-
of ducks in the face.
There's guys I work with that like work vans. They'll just get in like with prints, rolled up prints that big, just huck them on the dash, and I'm like, because I can see you can see the
no.
reflection of it, like when the
Absolutely
sun
not.
hits it up on the glass, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
like that would just, it drives me up the wall.
Insane.
Yeah.
I used to get that stuff all the time when I worked at dealerships. I'd be pulling in some guy's truck,
Yeah,
and the whole dash would be covered in paper. I'm like, cool, now I can't see the lift arms because the bottom 16 inches of your windshield are just a reflection.
Speaking of lifts, did you see the Meekum failure?
Oh, yeah.
Buddy,
That's not good.
that shoebox Chevy that the lift failed at.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Not good.
That'll buff out.
Been there. No, I have not.
Yeah, nope. I never.
Tim,
I've
people who have stuff on the dash are psychopaths.
Yeah.
Did you? I know. I talked to Josh about it because I was like, "Hey, you should show this on Revival," and he's like, "Dude, I've already heard about it." Did you see the prices of our childhood cars at Meekum?
Which ones?
The CRX that went for like 75 grand.
What?
It was a CRX. There was a CRX that went in the 70s. There was a like 99, the blue Civic Si coupe, like the one that everyone, the EM, like the EK front end. That went for in the 70s. There was a first gen MR2 that went for like 72,000. And I think there was a S2000 that was in like the 90s. Mark IV Supra for like $130.
That's to be expected.
I expect that one. Didn't bother me. It was the the fucking CRX. I was like,
Did you see the green F40 that went for like $4 million?
no.
Oh,
Did you see the Steve McQueen Porsche race car that
yeah.
that didn't sell for like
6?
no
Was
it was in the double digits. It was up in like the 20s, I think, when
Was
I
it?
saw it.
I remember
And
it was like bid goes on. I'm
and
like,
it didn't hit
what was the
reserve. Yeah,
reserve?
it was in the 20s, I think, or something
Insane.
stupid.
Yeah.
I love watching those.
I love
but
that they
also
hyped
hate-
it all up and it just didn't sell.
I love watching those, but I hate watching them because I'm just like, there was a guy, I had it on, I didn't work Friday because I was still sick. I had it on live, and there was a guy's whole collection. He had one of every color Dodge Demon, the 170, like the one that runs on ethanol. It's got the yellow eye in the Demon logo.
Right.
He had one of every color, and they were all like delivery miles.
Yeah, I
It
saw
was
they
like-
had the red one there too that had delivery miles
it
on
was
it. It was still
like-
wrapped in paper.
I think all of them were in the 120s. There was like this carbon gray color that apparently is really not rare, but it's just everyone loves it. That went for like
Yeah, I was gonna
one.
say, I've
Tim,
seen about
25
3 of
mil
those a
didn't sell.
day.
20, is it 25? I thought so.
Jesus Christ.
There was like a carbon gray one that went for like 160. The two heritage colors, like the plum crazy and the what the hell's the lime green?
Sublime.
Yeah, sublime. Those ones were like in the.
There was some weird shit. Did you see the Dodge police pack one?
No.
It was a police pack Charger, like Hemi loaded up, had like 1,400 miles on it. Full police interceptor, lights, the siren, the whole 9 yards. Went for like 75 grand.
Did you see
Like, what the fuck?
You see the stock car surplus guy losing his mind?
No.
There was a car of tomorrow that they had branded. It was all painted up or vinyled up. It was the Snickers Kyle Busch car. It was being portrayed as a Kyle Busch race-driven car. It was an old, I think Michael Waltrip Racing Toyota, but it was a historical car. It was the last car that Dale Jarrett drove. It was in the All-Star race. It was the last car Dale Jarrett drove, but it didn't have any of the stickers on. Like they re-vinyled it. It's to the point where it still had. The guy pointed out it was in the Winston Cup Museum. I guess it was part of that whole liquidation thing.
Right.
They didn't even take there was like a label maker decal on the seat that said like DJ and then a couple numbers. It still had Dale Jarrett's seat in it. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you're saying this is a Gibbs car. It's not a Gibbs dash. It's a Michael Waltrip Racing dash. Like, and it went for, I think, like 40. And he's like, cool. Someone got completely fleeced by that because it's not what you said it is.
Yeah, it's worth more.
It's probably worth more, but like someone bought that and they're going to be like, I got a Kyle Busch car. No.
No, you didn't.
Apparently they filed off the, you know, and all of them, they have like on the roll bar right next to the, like that center roll bar, there's usually like the serial numbers stamped in it. It was all filed off and they had like a label maker serial number. It's like that.
Jesus.
What? I don't like that guy. That guy weirds me out, but he also, and apparently they started it ice cold on the auction block and revved the piss out of it.
That's good for it. All right. We ready?
Yeah, I'm just doing the Twitter one right now, but you can.
Let's rock and roll. That was pretty good. All right, everybody. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I'm Kyle Belcher and joined, as always, by Norman Pelletier
My name Jeff.
and Daniel Walker.
It's colder than a witch's tit out there.
Sure is. On today's episode, we will talk some NASCAR news because there's quite a bit of it. Answer some questions, have some fun along the way. But before we get into that and everything that is this fantastical episode of the Loose is Fast podcast, Dan, pay the bills.
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
Brought to you this week and every other week by the Revival Motoring Network, the Revival Motoring Podcast, and a little website you can go to at the address of revivalmotoring.com/B4B. Woo! Do I even have to ask?
Ask.
Norm, what's B4B stand for?
Box of the boys!
Oh, yeah. Oh, I like the double entendre thing.
I like
there. Quick fingers over there.
Should see what I can do
I'm
later.
already done. Danny, calm down.
Ric Flair does not like being mean to people.
No.
It's true.
That is our value for value PBS style donation system where you can help keep these sick underglows on
Mm-hmm.
and these lights up here.
Yep.
And those lights that aren't. Oh, those ones are on over there too. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got lights on all over the place. Keep the lights on in this place.
You look beautiful in them.
They got to be different color.
I'm going to just compliment you the entire show.
It makes me uncomfortable. Please don't.
I know. That's why I want to do it.
I'm going to cut you down the whole episode.
Fine.
You need to be.
Whatever you
You
want.
need to be taken down a notch.
I'd love if you take me down.
Bro, the car's still warm. I'll get in it and leave.
I'm warm anytime you're around.
That was good, actually.
I thought-
That was quick. That was quick. Can I finish now, or
I already did.
you're supposed to say anytime? I threw that one up for you, and you didn't really.
Dan, do you normally have to ask?
No,
No.
it just kind of happens.
Can I finish now?
I object.
It just kind of happens.
We're not even through the 15-second ad for the YouTube video, Dan.
Brag.
Simmer down over there.
Bragger. Was 15 seconds not long
The
enough?
5 seconds preview before skip.
Yeah.
Wait, there's more after that?
Yeah, the Ed Sheeran song they were planning on playing. Or for them to be T Swift.
Okay. Anyway.
Are you done?
No, but I heard you are, bud.
That's why I'm asking, because I want to take a nap. I'm exhausted over here.
Yeah, Kevin in
My
the chat.
my
Why is the
race is
table
run.
sticky? Just the underneath.
Oh, it's only
It's
the
fine.
underneath. Is that gum? No. Underneath this table.
Looks like a gum to you?
Underneath this table is like a desk in the back of the classroom. All right, so we should
Just keep going.
start the whole thing over? Or?
Nah.
I don't know why you're so off track right now.
I wonder why.
Dodger, you can cut the tension between Dan and Kyle with a butter knife.
Listen, listen.
Or latex.
What do you use that for?
Oh my God. I don't know where you've been.
That's fair. That's valid.
I don't know where you've been, sir.
Touche.
That is our
Me neither.
Bucks for the Boys is our value for value PBS style donation system to help keep the lights on in this place. Help Josh pay the bills. You've heard it before. I doubt anyone new is listening to us. Go donate. You can donate monthly, recurring donation. For the price of 1 cup of coffee, you can help us be relevant in this network for a minute. Whoa, that's cool. This new mic stand's sick. It gets new mic stands. Look at this thing. Those on the YouTube.
I don't get one.
I got one because
Yeah, it's just the front runners, dude.
apparently these two have been John was saying that these two have been kind of flaccid for a while. I haven't had too many issues with this one, but I guess that one was really bad.
Yeah, that one was really bad.
Yeah, we never have anybody there. So,
Are we still in the Bucks for Boys segment?
apparently, from what I've been told,
Yeah.
You can also do one-time donations on PayPal. That is info@revivalmotoring.com. Donate anything you want. On either of those options, leave a note. Say Loose is Fast brought you.
Topics under the stairs in the chat. That's because Kyle and I don't break them.
Wow. Yeah, okay. John, how's that?
We're
Explain.
gentle.
John, explain your chair then. Because Kyle's got a mean list right now. He's looking like the
I'm blaming Josh's dump truck of a butt.
Kyle's looking like the Edmund Fitzgerald over there.
It's got a hard lean.
Thing's got like
This
Lean
thing's
with it,
leaning like
rock
my
with it,
Thunderbird
lean with it,
seat in
rock
high
with it.
school.
lean with it, rock. Kyle, why is Kyle in the back seat?
It was.
Oh yeah, you were behind
My seat was touching.
You were behind the B pillar.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I still look behind the B pillar most times,
Yeah,
just because I'm long.
Because you're
But
huge.
it was much worse back then.
Oh God, I think about that now, and I'm like,
My back hurts thinking about
it. Yeah. Dude, I sat on the couch so long the other day. My back hurt.
Yeah, I know.
Like this is awesome.
I sneeze wrong. My
Yeah.
back hurts.
But yeah, go donate, go do the stuff. I don't think I looked earlier the other day. We didn't have any new reviews. I highly doubt there's any since then, because as I said, no one new listens to us, and apparently only 109 of you listen to us. So go leave us a review on the old Apple Podcasts.
Do it.
Rate 5 stars on Spotify. All the things, yay, and I'm done.
Perfect.
Oh,
Perfect.
Soon we get to add Kyle's Race Day Challenge back.
We do.
Oh, actually, we don't have an episode before the Clash. So if you want to do Kyle's Race Day Challenge, Kyle, what is that?
That is if you donate the dollar amount that matches the driver's number you believe will win on Sunday and guess correctly. I'll send you a little something.
Where should they send that?
To PayPal.
Info@revivalmotoring.com or yours?
info at revivalmotoring.com.
Yes. I think you actually still owe some people some packages. Which
Yep,
they've been
already
very,
prepackaged.
Okay, they've been very gracious.
Yep.
They've been very gracious. I think it was
It's Joe and Ricky.
Ricky. They both
Yep.
said something recently, and I meant to bring
We
it
should
up.
get a Patreon.
Ricky's has been boxed up forever. It got sent back to me, and then I never sent it back out. So both of them are packaged up, taped, and have labels on them. I just have to drop them off.
They have been
Had
very
some stuff going on.
gracious in their waiting because they know we've
Yes.
been a little busy. You specifically have been a little busy the last couple months.
Yes. Yes.
So yes, I forgot. So yeah, do that before the Clash and see if you win. Yay! There.
Do
now I'm done. Wow, it felt
So
good to
do
say
we
Kyle's
get-
Race Day Challenge again.
Do we get to do race picks?
Oh, we should do race picks because we're not gonna.
Oh, yep. Thank you, John. John said, give Dan a little juice or decrease your juice. I'm a lot louder than you.
Gotcha.
I was going to say,
How's
you
that?
guys
Is
have
that
been
better?
swapping juices for years. I don't know why John has anything to do with that. But
John, did that help? Tell me if it did.
Should we do race picks?
I suppose we should, huh?
I didn't even think of that because we're not doing next week.
Yeah, we'll
But
be
the
recapping
next,
after
next
Clash.
episode will be post Clash.
Oh man, I was not prepared.
I
for
wasn't
this.
either. Well, this is a freebie, so it doesn't matter.
shit.
Yeah,
Remember?
I don't have the schedule made.
man. So we got Clash. All right, we'll just. I'm just gonna fire them in there. Just
And then you can
I
adjust
gotta need to rebuild my whole
spreadsheet.
All right, we'll go in
thing.
order of last season.
Yeah. So you won, so you go last.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kyle was second. He goes second. I'll go first.
John texting me. Norm needs a little juicing.
Yeah, I'm always quiet.
I'm too loud, so
All right, yeah. Dan yells and it throws everything off. So yeah, Dan, you finished first last season.
Last.
And by first I mean dead last.
by a lot.
Well, he was a couple laps down, so
I was just out there. I was out there getting points, boys. I was out there getting points, which I can do now.
NY
We'll
Racing,
get to that
baby.
later.
So
I can points race now. I
you can.
go take the front end off. Come on back out.
So
Are we?
we'll figure out the point system after the fact because we talked about we're going to do points
So I would think
for the day.
I would think that the exhibition races. So this and we did the duels last year too, didn't we? So this, the duels, and the All-Star race. I don't know, like 25 bonus points, 50 bonus points for the winner.
No, because you don't. I mean, you max out a day, you're in that range.
True.
For the most part. So I think if you win with the winner,
Yes. 25.
so how
I was going to say 30, and then if you just the winner,
say
20.
Kyle Busch is our winning pick. He finishes 8th, gets 32 points or whatever, and then
Well,
we
there's no
get,
points.
Well, we're saying we're talking for the
Clash.
exhibition.
No, I'm
races.
saying in general.
Okay.
I'm trying to understand how you want to do this. If I pick Kyle Busch and won in 8th place with 32 points he gets for the day, do I get a bonus on top of that, or do I just get his points?
We got to figure that part out.
Is
We're gonna
that
have
what
to
you
cross
guys are
that
talking
bridge.
about right now?
No,
No,
we're
we're just talking
talking
about
about
what the exhibition is going
what
to
the
be worth.
non-points races are
I would
gonna be
just
worth.
do
We'll talk about this off
keep
air.
it
Make
easy,
your picks.
but points for top 10.
Yeah, we'll talk about the point system
So say you get
off
first,
air, or you can
get
keep
10
going.
Points.
Yeah.
Well, I was just
Make-
finishing my thought.
Just make your pick, and then we'll come up with our
All right,
point
Dan,
system.
Make your pick. We're
Make
waiting.
my pick. All right. So what do we got here? We got Bowman Gray. That's a new venue, right?
I know where you're going.
Joey Logano.
Damn it!
Because he wins everything that is the first time
Damn it!
of the thing.
That's a good pick. Ooh, give me Denny Hamlin.
Dude,
That
I
was-
could have predicted both your picks. I'm going to go with Mr. Christopher Bell.
That's a good pick.
That's also a good pick.
Yeah.
Because he's going to wall ride and win.
True.
I think you can do it on one end of this track.
You can't do it at one end. Yeah.
One end
going
you-
into- going
one
into
end you
three,
could
you'll
try.
die. You'll die.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll end up in 4
Yeah.
after you bounce off. All right, so yeah, picks are in. Look at that. Good catch. I never even thought
well,
of that.
he actually caught that. I caught it the race day or the race day challenge.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
then therefore reminded
Right.
him
They kind of go.
hand in hand.
Oh man, I got to put race picks back in there. That is awesome. So race picks are in. Lock them in, baby. It's game time. Okay. Okay, that's our race picks. Now we'll do the Some Things Not segment, in which we call Off Track. What do you got, Norm?
Boys, the Lord tested me this weekend.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Now, I'm not a religious man, but I was tested. I so
What was her name?
What'd you get tested for?
wallet.
She sounds exotic.
She's
It was
she's
actually
skinny.
Wale.
She's skinny.
Great rapper.
Not a lot of value. So I played poker on Friday night. So I bring my wallet with me when I play poker, obviously, because
Yes.
I'm taking money out of my wallet to lose. So came home Friday night after playing poker, put my wallet where I thought I normally put my wallet.
Oh no.
Normally, my wallet lives in my truck. So if you want to rob me in the $7 that is always in my wallet, it's in the center console of my truck almost every single day.
7 for Corey. You should put 51 in there. Oh, wait, can't put that either.
Nah, dude.
Oh, come on.
15, maybe part-time.
Maybe.
There might be 15 one week, might not be 15 the next week. Who knows? So I normally leave it in my truck. So that's where my head was at. Poker came home
Why'd you leave your
Friday
head in
night.
there?
I have an old hat, an old baseball hat that I put my keys and stuff in.
As a man
I
should.
started doing it like 100 years ago, and I just kept doing it.
I did that for a very long time
Yeah.
and only recently stopped.
Yeah, so that's just like where my keys and my daily carry knife goes and stuff like that. Normally in my wallet, but now I keep it in my truck. And so Sunday, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to the grocery store and get my stuff for the week, and I'm going to grab some lunch on my way home.
Do a little meal prep.
Yeah, well, ham and cheese sandwiches every day.
I didn't say it was healthy meal
Sure.
prep. It's still meal prep.
Meal prep, dude. I make my food the night
I'm
before.
glad we weren't the only idiots that went grocery shopping yesterday on a Sunday
I do it.
before a snowstorm.
I
That
do
was
it every
hell.
every
We
week.
went to the gym and then when she's like, oh, I got to grab stuff at Stop and Shop across the way. I'm like, all right, fine. It's in the same plaza. I'm like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, Market Basket was popping.
We
That
pulled
was
into
a
the parking lot
mistake.
and it hit me like you ever get like that moment in the show where they look at the camera and everything slows down. We pulled in the parking lot and I saw the cars. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
Like, oh no, it's before a snowstorm.
I didn't even think of it because it's the same plaza that our gym's in. So I just left the truck, walked over. So I didn't look at the cars and then walked in there. I was like, good God. And it was like 9:15.
yeah. We got to get the milk and bread.
Oh, it was awful.
We're getting 4 inches of snow. We got to get the milk and bread.
It was a disaster.
Sweetheart,
But anyway,
sweetheart, why don't you stay? Why don't you stay a minute? The weather's getting kind of
cold
bad.
outside.
It's cold outside. Sweetheart.
I hope that song makes a comeback. So I get to Market Basket. Dude, I get a front row spot. Best
steal a
spot
handy-
in the whole parking
Did
lot.
you steal the expectant mother spot?
No, so it's all the way on the right side of the parking lot along like the tree row.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it's next
forgotten
to like
spaces
the
usually?
not main door, but it goes to the same place.
Yes.
It goes to
Yeah.
the right side of the building instead of the left side. So, dude, all the way to the front, fucking back in like a G. I was like, dude, this is going to be so nice for ingress, egress, dude. Fucking get out of my truck, take 2 steps, go, oh, shit, I forgot to grab my wallet. Walk back to my truck, lean over, open the center console. No wallet.
Panic ensues.
I'm like, dude, I know fucking for a fact when I grabbed my keys and my knife, my wallet wasn't there. I'm like, why wouldn't it be in my truck? So now I'm panicking, thinking maybe I left it at my dad's friend's house the other night playing poker. I don't know where it is. I have to get back in my truck because it's Market Basket. They don't do fucking Apple Pay or anything like that. They're basically fucking taking railroad bonds to pay for food there. So that place is from like the 40s. And so,
But still great. I love that place.
so I have to drive 20 minutes back home. Also, my sister works at Market Basket. She wasn't working, or else I would have just taken her money. Because I kind of circled the parking lot, like, oh, is her car here? Damn it. So I would have just walked up to the booth, be like, money, please. I'll Venmo you the $60. But she wasn't there, so I had to drive all the way back home. So now I'm fuming. I was pissed.
Yep.
I was like, I just fucking drove all the way out here. This is my fucking Sunday. I just wasted 25 minutes driving here. Now I got to drive 25 minutes back home. Get home. Go up to where I keep my keys. No wallet. So now I'm really freaking out because I'm like, where the frick is my wallet? So digging around my laundry bin, I left it in my freaking pants from Friday night.
Oh, okay. At least you found
Luckily,
it.
I hadn't done laundry yet because been there, done that. That would suck because I had like $100 in there.
Clean wallet.
7.
Clean money.
But
Dirty hands, clean money.
is that how you wash money, dude?
That's how you money launder.
Yeah,
Is
just
that,
wash
is
it.
that what this is? Gets it all wrinkly? So fucking that tested me, dude, beyond belief.
That's the worst
Oh,
feeling
I
too.
was
Uh-huh.
fuming, and I was like, is there any way I can do this and not have to have money with me? Is it possible to buy things without money?
Yeah, I finally caved a couple years ago and put my debit card on like my phone, like the Apple Pay.
Yeah.
And then like a month later, that card got either compromised. I would think it got like, I had to get a new one. So that card is still in my phone. I haven't put the new one in yet.
Yeah, you haven't
And
updated it.
It's been a year.
Yep.
I'm like,
I have Apple Pay. I never use it, but it's accessible.
I put my,
Yeah.
I think I did the same thing. I misplaced my wallet or something. I
Yeah.
ended up finding it, but when I found it, I put my debit card in my phone. So just in case, I could like still buy
Yeah.
things if needed.
I keep mine attached,
I mean,
so
True.
knock on
wallet,
fake sticker
phone,
wood on this table,
magnet.
but I don't.
Lose everything at once.
I don't
Exactly.
ever. I've never like lost a phone, a wallet, keys. Like I'm pretty responsible.
I try to be.
because I'm constantly checking. Like it's like a freaking tick where I'm just like,
Yeah, spectacles,
like,
testicles, wallet, watch.
That's
yeah, I'm
every
literally
time,
just
baby.
like constantly patting myself down.
And you ever do the thing where you put the thing in the wrong pocket and it freaks you out until you find it
Nightmare.
in the wrong
Nightmare
pocket?
fuel.
Like you put your phone in the wrong pocket.
And then
you're
you're like, does my arm even bend this way
Yeah.
to grab it?
Truck
Like,
key
you're all
goes in the
freaking
coin
confused.
slot.
nope.
Phone, knife, and if I'm working out the phone.
Right pocket phone, left pocket keys, back left pocket vape. That can also interchange with left front pocket depending on how I'm feeling that day.
Right.
And back right wallet.
See, I'm the opposite. I've always been phone left.
Oh,
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's
I feel like I'm
Phone's left for me. 'cause
I'm
a lefty.
alone on a mountain on that one.
yeah.
No,
I
you're
feel
not.
like I always see
Yeah,
people.
you're a
with their-
lefty. It makes
yeah,
sense.
their
Lefty,
phone's
though.
always. I don't know why. Cause I think keys and knife is always in the right pocket.
That makes sense.
So I just instinctively, but I feel like I've had a phone longer than I've carried keys and knives.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, phone has always been left pocket,
yeah.
and
it's keys for
wallet's
me.
back right. And when I'm at work, my headphone case is in my
Yeah.
back left.
Headphone-
Phone's in the left for me. Knife's on the right, but I just pull it off and pass it to the left. 'Cause
For me,
I just keep it away from the phone to scratch
the
it.
back left for me is the catch-all. That's where like vape, headphones, like that's the.
See,
Receipts.
vape-
I have
That's where
something.
shit falls out of.
I have something else, so I'm gonna put it in that back pocket because there's nothing there. That's not a designated pocket.
Ooh.
vape goes in my left front pocket, but the problem is that's where my phone is, and they've been destroying the
Topics
screen.
in the chat. Hot take: the Harbor Freight mini toolbox is the best pocket dump box. That's solid.
That's actually a good idea. I like that.
That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah, I have one of those. I bought it years ago from Snap-on, I think. It's
Still
a,
paying for
it's
it?
a pink one.
Yeah.
No, dude, the day I paid off my Snap-on bill was like fucking getting baptized, dude. I felt like the world was off me.
I'm also a total psychopath. I take everything out of my pockets at the end of the day, and they all line up.
I don't do that. I just
See, I don't do
just,
that because I'm not starring in the hit movie Psycho.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything comes out of my pockets and gets yeeted onto my nightstand.
Yeah, you don't go in my bathroom
Freaking Patrick
because
Bateman over
everything is perfectly lined
Yeah,
up.
he's got
Bateman?
OCD. He's got undiagnosed OCD.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, 1,000%. Yeah, especially for organization and cleanliness. It's really
yeah,
bad.
It's off-putting.
Sorry. Love you too.
there. But other than
His
that,
skin crawls in the camper at Pocono because nothing's organized. I'm saying when like the five of us are living in it all, you know how shit just
Oh,
goes
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the end
But
of the
that's
weekend,
that weekend. That's when I just let it go
Drew.
because I usually just wear a pair of shorts and I just have like my essentials in my pocket and everything just gets thrown in my duffel bag because
Yeah.
I live out of that duffel bag and then I just don't care.
Unless you leave it in the rain.
see, that's my thing. Like when we're
Oh, that
camping
sucked.
and there's 6 of us living out of the camper, 4 or 5 of us, whatever. As long as I know where everything I own is,
Yes, same.
I'm pretty good. Like Pocono, I lost my wallet at Pocono.
Did you?
Yeah, it slid into my bag along the front. I took it out. I had it in my hat, I think, and my hat dumped into my bag, and I just quickly grabbed everything.
Yeah.
I think it's when we were standing on top of the camper or something like that. I didn't need my wallet on me. So, and it slid into my bag, and it slid down the front of my clothes. It was kind of huddled like into the front
Yeah.
corner of the bag, and I panicked about that for a good 5
See,
minutes.
I'm
Yeah.
a psychopath in the sense that he just said, I don't need my wallet. We're on top of the camper. I still put everything in my pockets.
I
even
have
if
to have
don't,
everything. I
Because
freak
if I
out.
don't, like Steph and I went to a concert last weekend, and other times we just take the Tiguan. She has the key to the Tiguan. It's her car. She has her little like purse fucking thing that she wears. All night I was doing the
Where is it? Where is it?
that's
Where
right.
is it?
Oh,
Where
I'm
is it?
good. So if I don't need my keys, I still put them in my pocket.
Oh,
because I will-
if the wife's driving, that never happens. Like we always take the truck, but like in the off chance that we take her car, I still take my keys.
when we take the Tiguan,
I always have.
because we take the Tiguan golfing. That's like our golf vehicle because there's no point taking the truck. GTI is too small. That thing has become the designated, like, we're going to play golf car.
Right.
She always has the key, and I always have that moment without fail.
Yeah.
I will do it at least once, maybe twice.
It's like
where
your
I go,
security
like,
blanket,
yeah.
having all your shit
And
on.
I'm like, I don't need a key for my house. I have a punch code lock.
You lock the door?
Yeah.
We don't.
Well, I don't live at the end of a 18-mile dirt road in the middle of nowhere.
Facts.
Yeah.
With every one of your neighbors knows our license plates because we've been on the road more than once.
I literally don't have a house key.
All right,
but-
well, anyway,
I don't, even if I know I'm not going to need my keys, I need to bring them with me.
yeah, I'm the
Just
same way.
because
Same way.
I'm checking it.
Oh, yeah. I'm OCD in that sense.
Sorry for our tangent, Dan. What do you got?
We got nothing else to talk about. Nothing.
That was a good one though. That was
Nothing
fun.
as usual. Thought I was finally over the 1,000-day sickness that I've had since Christmas.
That's still lingering.
It got worse.
Damn, you're kind of a bitch, huh?
This never happens. Me and Steph always joke about it. When she gets sick, this is what happens. She'll be sick for a month and a half. Like, not sick enough to like not go to work, but sick enough to be like,
It just lingers
this sucks.
forever.
I get sick. Whenever I get sick, every winter, whenever I get, the cold or the flu or whatever, I am knocked on my ass for like 2 days. And then I'm like, I'm fine. This is great. Dude, I got sick the week of Christmas, and it has just been an onslaught of like trying to get rid of it. And then we went to Boston. We went to a concert last weekend on Saturday. By Sunday night, I don't know if I got something in a public place, being in a, I was at House of Blues in a small room with a bunch of people. I don't know if I got sick, but by Sunday night, I was on my ass again. I ended up not going to work Monday, like struggling through Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Thursday, the guy I was working with was also sick. And we were like, fuck this. And we left at lunchtime, and neither of us worked Friday because we were both like, it just came back like with a vengeance. I was like, dude, I am so done with this shit. We feel bad. Like, we've had stuff we wanted to do in the house. Haven't done any of it. Still have not gone snowboarding yet this year. Like, all the stuff we might want to do, it's like, we both feel like shit. Never mind.
Yeah.
So that's been very frustrating. But yeah, aside from that,
Not a whole lot.
dude, it's literally just been, where do we go Saturday? Saturday night with there's a driving range up by us, heated, and they have the, almost like a Topgolf. They have the TrackMan like simulator shit in the bays, and you can like play 18. We were just bored, so we're like, fuck it, we'll go do that. It's heated. It's not bad. Kill 2 hours, go swing. You haven't played golf since New Year's Eve, so we were like, we'll go mess around. I was looking for my like jeans, and I couldn't find them, and I'm like, I haven't worn them since last Saturday. Like, I'm stuck in that winter cycle of like work clothes, home clothes, work clothes, home clothes, work clothes, home clothes. Like, coming here wearing normal shit like jeans and a t-shirt, I'm like, oh wow, that's weird. I haven't seen those in a while.
I think I wore this outfit the last time we were here.
Yeah.
Because I've been work dress clothes, and then I've been just doing house projects.
Bro, even your T-shirt's red.
I did that on purpose.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Subliminal messaging there?
Yeah.
Or-
This, podcast
This one
great
says,
again, dude.
I'm mom's favorite. I bought this to piss my sister off at Christmas once, I think. Is this the
Oh,
mom?
do you guys-
Yeah. I'm mom's favorite.
Those fucking videos of like people unwrapping a gift from themselves to say grandma's favorite.
Yeah.
The grandmother's sitting in the corner like, I don't remember wrapping that.
Did
Yeah.
you see the one of the guy, he got his wife or his girlfriend a like mug set, and it was off of Amazon, and it was supposed to say like on one mug it was supposed to say best nurse ever, but he accidentally got best wife ever. And they've only been dating for like 6 or 7 months, and she opened it in front of her family.
No.
And they're like, are you proposing? And he's like, I didn't order that. Jesus Christ, what the hell? He was like losing his mind.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, that's not what I ordered.
I think at that point you just got to propose.
Yeah. So,
The writing's on the wall.
but
But
yeah, it has just been painful. Although I will say, what is it? The 20th of January? And I today had to hook the plow up for the first time today. So that's actually not bad, even though it's miserably cold out.
we've
finally
had a couple
got
storms, haven't we?
nothing enough to plow though.
Really?
We've only gotten, I think the most we've gotten is like 3 or 4,
Mm.
and we got probably 6, 7 today or last night.
Yeah.
So nice to fire off the old plow again.
Yeah.
I haven't done that all year. So,
I mean, it can't be any easier snow to plow than this stuff.
oh my God, I could have taken a leaf blower to it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that way for us because it rained for like 3-4
Oh,
hours
yeah.
before it started. So like that first half inch was like slop.
Yeah.
So it was miserable.
Oh, up by us. By the time I got to it this afternoon, it had been in the sun all day, so it was a little bit heavier. This morning, cleaning my car off, I barely tried. I like wiped the windshield off and like
Yeah.
wiped the windows off and then just drove.
Oh, the cars down
Gone.
my way were horrible because of the rain. So it was like a half inch, like a quarter inch, like sheet of ice
Ice.
across every window,
Yeah.
and then powdery snow on top of the slick snow. It was
See, I
awful.
forget. Does Mass have the law where you have to clean your car off?
Yeah.
Okay, because they're hard about it in New Hampshire.
They
so
are in Mass
all-
now too.
all
Apparently
they
Rhode
take-
Island
It's
does
new.
not.
Rhode Island does not care
No, they don't
because
give a shit.
every car I was behind on the way here, I was like, I'm about to get hit by a sheet of ice coming off of this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, Mass is like that.
But yeah, I'm grasping at straws here. I got nothing.
Not a lot of good news on my front, unfortunately. Unfortunately, last week had to put down our puppy. She had a heart defect that was uncurable, so we've been kind of going through it the last couple months. But we enjoyed every day that we had with her, and we had to put her down last Tuesday. So if I've been distant, that's why, because we've been dealing with that.
No,
so
that's why you missed a couple weeks ago. Remember?
Yep.
You
Yep.
never really said why you were gone. You said it was a family emergency. So
yeah, well, I mean, effectively
It
it
was.
is.
It
Yeah.
was.
So
I think
so
you guys did the best you could with her for as long as you could. And
Yeah, we had her on some medications that were kind of a Band-Aid on a bullet hole, but it definitely helped and probably bought us an extra month. It worked out because, it didn't progressively get worse for that month. It just kind of stayed the same.
yeah,
And then out of nowhere, it just took a nosedive, and she couldn't go 3-4 feet without gasping for air. And it was just
Yeah.
like, I'm not taking her to another vet, having another place look at her, poke and prod her, run these tests, that test. I'm not doing that to her. So I had to make the tough decision to stop her suffering. So, but a very sad time at the old Belcher compound. But we'll get through it. We got Big Brother Bodie over here hanging out and keeping us busy and keeping us
sane.
spirits high as best we possibly can. So I've been burying myself in house projects and projects for us. So yeah.
Yep.
Trying to stay busy.
We posted a little teaser of one of those projects.
We
other
did.
night.
We did. We'll show everybody when
The time
When
is
it's
right.
ready.
When it's ready, and the time
Yeah.
is right.
even before we fire it off, we'll show everybody.
Yep.
But yeah, that's that. So sorry to add some somber news, but there hasn't been a whole lot of good news
It's life.
at our compound.
it's
So
life.
it is.
Like I told you, I think you guys did the right thing, and
Oh,
it
and she
doesn't
was
matter if it was the right thing. It's never easy. It's
No,
never, ever,
no.
ever easy.
and she was the best. She was great.
I am pissed.
Learned a lot of
I
lessons
am
from her.
upset that I never, like me and Steph were talking about it when you guys told us what happened that night.
Yeah.
And I was like, never even got to meet her. Because I think you guys brought her out to a couple shows, and it was like stuff I was thinking about going to and then didn't.
Oh, she went a lot of places in a very short period of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
She been to multiple states. We took her everywhere.
Yeah.
We registered her as a service animal, so
remember
we
you saying
could
that.
take her other places. So we're like, we don't have a lot of time with her, so we want her to see as many things as humanly possible. She's been to like 8 breweries.
Yeah.
She's been to every state in New England, basically. PA. She's been to a couple shows. Like we took her to a comedy show.
Did you have her in Jersey?
No,
No,
for
I
what?
don't think you had her for
For Wildwood?
Wildwood.
No, we got her.
I don't think Jersey
junk
helps
food.
life expectancy.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does
Probably
not.
would have been a bad idea.
Certainly doesn't.
Yeah. No, junk food is where she went. The junk food meet, PA.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, sorry about that for the bad news, but that's life, and that's where I'm at. So I'll be open and honest about it.
We've
And I'm
been-
proud of myself for not crying,
Yep.
because I have
gonna say.
cried more in the past month than I have in my entire life
It's
combined,
Trust me.
easily.
They got me years ago. My cat that I got, like when my parents split up, I was a kid. She lasted like 19 years, and I had finally, like the night she passed away, I was a mess. I had finally like composed myself. I think it was 2 days later, maybe
Mhm.
3 days later, and they sent the like "we're sorry" card from the vet with her paw print. Fucking lost it.
Oh,
I
I-
was like, set me back to square
Dude.
one. I was like, "Were you kidding me?"
Okay, so I'll add you to that. So like, obviously, I don't have any grandparents left. Buried
Same.
them all.
Same.
I've buried friends, family members, people gone too soon, people gone when you expect them to. They're
Yeah.
old, whatever. A small puppy is devastating,
Mhm.
right? So we're in absolute shambles. I'm crying all over the fucking place. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit it at all. And I start to compose myself like Friday.
Yep.
Like I had a good day Friday. It was like 3 days later, I'm like, I didn't cry all day. This is great. Saturday, it was like, do you get the mail emails that says what's coming to your house?
No.
Oh, well, I have that set up. When I
like
moved,
surprises.
Like from USPS?
yeah, when I moved,
I didn't know you could get that.
I didn't know they
When you-
even had computers at USPS.
when you put on the forwarding thing, like
Yeah.
to when you
Oh,
move,
yeah.
there's like an option to get an email. So I was like, well, yeah, I want to know. So now I get an email if anything's coming to the house, which is actually very convenient. I can preview stuff.
I just let it stack up for 2 weeks and then go take the mail out.
So I got a notification. It was like package arriving requiring signature. I was like, oh, well, we're going to go to the gym, but I'll stay home. You can go. I'll work out here in the garage. Of course, her ashes show up.
Oh.
And I'm opening it up. Like I knew the
Yeah.
ashes were coming.
Uh-huh.
And then it's the coin with her paw print and then her nose print. And I'm in a absolute
Yep.
puddle.
I've had
I was
that.
like, well, that progress is gone.
I've had that with the last 3 cats we had to put down. It's like
Mm.
you're finally starting to feel better, and then the fucking urn shows up, and you're right, and you get the paw print in the plaster, and it's just
Yep.
like,
I'm just in a
son
puddle
of
on the floor again.
bitch.
Yeah. So
It's never easy. It doesn't matter what it is or how long you've had them or how little it sucks. It's
Yep.
like I told you, it's like you want to just like you wish in that moment they could talk so you could be like, hey, everything's gonna be cool, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks.
Tell me I was a good dad, please.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
It sucks.
So
But
there we are. So
Speaking
we
of
are.
sucks. This podcast right now. Can we skip this?
Yeah.
we've been
Let's-
doing this thing.
Christ,
We've been doing
guys.
this thing long enough now that we've had to do this 3 times.
Yeah.
2 of my cats and now your pup.
And Misa. Yep.
Yeah, because I have
Hopefully
the,
we do this long enough that we can do it for one of us.
Oh God, I hope it's me.
Take me first. All right. Let's do this thing, huh?
Actually, before we go
Ooh.
into news, we should bring up the title of the. We should bring up the what today is. Just
Yes.
for funsies.
Yes. Today is what, Dan?
The 4th anniversary of episode 001. We have been doing this for 4 goddamn years, and what do we have to show for it? Like 4 people that listen occasionally.
Oh man. Oh. Blakey in the
Yeah, I
chat.
see that.
Oh. Can't look at the paw print. Fall apart.
I
So
see-
what
Joe,
was the- what was the
Joe
first
celebrating 4
episode?
years over here. We're all holding back tears. Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. I'm just catching up on some of those. I love you all. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
the
She was
first,
the best.
The first episode was us just like
Was it
introducing
January
ours-
20th, 2021?
Yes.
Damn, what a shit day.
Well, that's what your parents thought.
More than half of America thought that as well.
Can you go 5 minutes without bringing it up?
You said what day it was, and it just so happens to be a very good day.
Carry on.
I knew this was coming.
It's
You
MLK
had to,
Day,
you
dude.
had to wear all red just to trigger him.
That was not intentional. No.
Triggered. Should have turkeyed him.
I thought about the turkey, but I figured
love
I'd go with the shift
Folgers,
knob.
I like the turkey.
The turkey's great. I like the shift knob. It's my favorite.
Should have grabbed him by the wrist.
Oh, you know what's the worst? Snail. When somebody snails your ass,
yeah,
dude.
that one I like.
What?
That one.
Get out.
You never been snailed?
No.
You go
What's
for
that?
a fist bump, and they go, snail.
Oh, that's stupid.
I like turkey. Turkey's just a
Turkey's
great-
good. Turkey's a
I go
classic.
turkey.
Honestly, half the time I unintentionally turkey because I think they're going for the high five and they're going for the fist bump.
Yeah. I usually grab and go.
I say I've turkeyed more than I've fist bumped.
But
in my
yes,
life, I'd say, be
The
honest.
first episode was four years ago. It was us. It was just me and Kyle.
Don't go back and listen to it.
It
It's
was
probably really
bad. You
bad.
should go back and listen.
It's not great.
Look at the
it's-
state of this
It is
podcast
still not great.
before I joined. It was horrible.
Why did we ever bring him in here?
Yeah.
It's what
Good
the people
point.
wanted.
Something people want.
Who? You? Your mom?
People wanted it. There were comments.
Your mom's like, finally, my little boy made something of himself.
No, move out.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, they were dark times.
Anyway,
Listen, he's just happy his parents are back because all the January 6 people got pardoned.
Not yet.
Oh, well, they're going to be.
yeah, probably. All
They
right,
will be.
moving on to NASCAR stuff. Happy 4-year anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
By the way, you're on deck. You've made 2 killer anniversary graphics in the last 2 years. The one you made for the 3 year is my favorite. It's the one with all the cars, and it's the different logos because we had the OG logo, then the one you made, then when we switched to Lucis Fast.
Yeah.
I ran across it today, and I was like, that is such a cool picture you did a couple years ago.
Yeah, that one was killer.
Last year was good because you incorporated the Earnhardt 3, and I'm surprised Teresa didn't come knocking on the door. But that's besides the point.
We'll get the cease and desist in the mail at some point. Anyway, let's move.
Breaking news.
The news.
Remember that time we said there was like, this is the when nothing happens?
Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah.
I
How
wish I
about
coulda-
how about 3 pages of notes worth of news that I have?
Yeah, there's a lot of shit has happened in the 2 weeks we've been gone.
Yeah. Lot of shit. There's a lot of like small announcements that we'll kind of breeze through, but
Perfectly average.
well, half inch. Anyway, all right, let's just dive right into it. We'll start with some Joe Gibbs Racing news. Joe Gibbs Racing announced that Justin Bonsignor will be driving the 19 Xfinity car for 5 races this year.
Big modified guy.
Yeah. It's awesome to see these modified guys getting shots.
Yep.
And whatever happens with the lawsuit and all that jazz, if more money does in fact start going to the teams. I mean, with the new agreement, no matter what, they are getting more money now than they did even last year.
Yeah.
So it's going to give them maybe not.
A little bit of room.
Yeah, maybe not like, oh, we're just going to go pick up Dan Walker, who has absolutely nothing. Just looking at you.
You're not wrong.
Versus,
You're not
you
wrong.
know,
That was a great example.
It really was a really good
yeah,
example.
versus, Bodie, who's got, PetSmart as a sponsor for 3 races. Like, it might not be that extreme, but at least gives them opportunity to pick up somebody part-time like a Bonsignor who is obviously talented and proven.
He ran great at Loudon last year.
Yeah.
In that car.
Yeah. So I think this is, one of the many, kind of dominoes to fall, if you will, when it comes to making a little bit more money. So I think it's nice to see. We got some other news with drivers. We got Sam Hunt Racing in the news because they announced Dean Thompson will be driving the 26 Xfinity car full time. That is going to take exactly what we just said and completely flip it because
why
he bought it.
Yeah, he bought that.
Yeah, he comes with a lot of support. So good for him and good for Sam Hunt. Yeah. So completely opposite of what we said of the Bonsignor news. But we will keep moving here. You leaving?
Warm.
Oh, Dan is taking it off.
Bow, chicka, bow, wow.
I'm in here all of a sudden, and I also wear a long sleeve T-shirt, which I don't like.
Now,
If you actually throw money at me, it'd be really helpful right now.
do I have any money on me?
I can't. I lost my wallet.
You don't have a wallet, so you can't. Oh, I was right in the nipple. What was that? Oh, it's his whole wallet.
That's a wallet.
Keeping that.
I'm keeping that.
Got me right in the tit.
That's actually a nice flat.
Hard. This thing.
And that shirt is sick,
And
by
this
the way.
is like so much harder than a normal real life human wallet, not this
Yeah.
rich person wallet with your metal credit cards.
There's one credit card and a license in there. That's it. It's the magnet. That's heavy. Anyway, keep it moving. Sorry, we're all in shambles. We're just having a good time here. Well, Tricon Garage in the news. Tricon Garage announced that Martin Truex Jr. will be driving their totally not built by Joe Gibbs Racing number 56 Toyota,
not-
attempting
number.
to qualify for the Daytona 500.
It's not where we wanted Martin Truex to go, but it's fine.
It's a Gibbs car.
I didn't want that though. That's not what I wanted.
You know that's exactly what was going to happen.
I did, but it's called the padded room for a reason.
I
I
know.
can dream.
What were you realistically wishing for?
Everybody in the world wanted the chance to return.
That's
yeah,
fair.
Martin squashed that at the end of last season when he went on Junior's podcast.
Yeah, but I was hoping maybe some wheels got turned. Okay, shut up.
Yeah, but
Could've
with Gibbs like praying for him to not retire and
Yeah.
and
Oh, no.
dragging him back for the last 3 years probably.
Oh, 100%.
He wanted to be out of here years ago, and he still wants him to do some part-time stuff, which they still haven't announced
Which
anything
I
yet,
don't
right?
see, like. They must be like kicking themselves now because they obviously wanted him to stay for Bass Pro Shops when they could just hire any Joe Schmo off the street and just keep Bass Pro Shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that Bass Pro Shops stayed with Briscoe and like didn't have to be coerced.
Yeah.
This is Johnny Morrison, coach here in bed there.
But no, I think from the general consensus I saw everywhere was a lot of people were hoping for like the return of the 81 Bass Pro Shops Chance 2 car just for one race, just for fun.
Yeah. I think he's still got something on paper with Gibbs,
I agree with you, but
which I am
like
surprised
I
they haven't
told you-
announced anything Xfinity-wise
like
yet.
I told you, I think I said it to you or somebody in the Discord, we've seen stranger things happen.
100%.
Like Childress giving them the 29 to run for a race.
That was wild.
You know, like
Yeah.
shit. That was in the category of never thought I'd see that happen.
Yeah, especially with how ugly that ended.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like that in my head,
That would've been
was-
sick.
In my head, that was like maybe the saving grace. Like, hey, Toyota and Gibbs, I'm still with you guys, but like this is my last 500.
Let me do it.
Let me do it. Like
Yeah.
let me go hang out with
Yeah.
my buddy. Like
And it seems like Coachy is kind of like backing off because he's obviously letting people do dirt stuff now. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
There was some success on that one.
did you see every interview? Well, I'm sure we'll get to the chili bowl shit, but every video I saw with Christopher Bell, I've never seen him so happy.
He looked thrilled.
He lost a race. Like he was in a battle for one of the heat wins or qualifiers or something. And he got out looking like SVG. Smile from ear to ear, like, yep, lost that one, but man, that was fun. I haven't seen him that happy in years.
Yeah, well, he kicked ass at the Tulsa shootout a week before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think the Truex stickiness is all Toyota. I don't think it has much to do with Joe
I
Gibbs.
agree. I agree with that.
I think it's all Toyota, whether it's he signed a lifelong deal with them or what his contract with Toyota is, but that's the holdup. Now, I don't know JRM, their ties to Chevy are obviously strong, so I don't know if there's any way they could have fielded a Toyota in the Cup Series,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what was holding him back, unfortunately. I don't think it had anything to do with Joe Gibbs.
I agree with you.
I don't think Joe Gibbs would have cared that much. I could be completely wrong. He is kind of crazy, but I don't know if he's that crazy. But it's all Toyota, and we speculated that he's sticking around with Toyota for his brother, and his brother got signed on to be a
Backup.
relief driver.
There,
but
he's the Joe Gibbs relief driver.
there's no word.
Yeah,
yet
isn't he a
of-
sim driver,
Probably-
relief driver
probably
combo?
Sim relief driver, yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Hey, but at least
say,
he's got a contract.
other than active Cup drivers, he's their most successful guy that's ever been in their All-Star car.
You're
That's
right.
true.
You're
Yeah.
right.
And the fact that he doesn't have a full-time ride with even a Toyota affiliate team is shocking to me.
Because to race at Gibbs, you got to bring the money.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just say it's God's will. Gibbs will be like, all right.
Well, he gets us a
Not
new
anymore.
sponsor.
He-
It's
not
just,
anymore.
it's just crazy to me, like how much pull Martin Truex Jr. would have. You'd assume that he could do something for his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
seriously.
sure he's
with,
tried.
Yeah, with Johnny Morris and stuff like that. Like, hey, can't you sponsor
And I'm
my brother?
surprised though, because like he's had success in the limited starts he's got. Like people that have that many limited starts that are part-time drivers, you don't usually see that kind of success.
Yeah.
So
No, not
clearly
at
he's
all.
got the talent for, he's got 15 weeks off and then he pops off a win at Dover. It's like, well, that's awesome.
mean,
And it
what he-
shows his talent. And he's
he
a
won,
good
like-
looking dude. He's well spoken. He's
Yeah.
got the family legacy. Like he's super marketable. How has he not got a sponsor?
I don't know. That's the weirdest thing.
It doesn't like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like,
'Cause,
what is on your
What
record?
skeletons
It's
are in your
tough.
closet.
It's like to get a team, you need to have a sponsor. But to get a sponsor, you have to have a team. It's like that double-edged sword.
Yep.
It's like Bass Pro Shops isn't
To
going
need
to
a
He's got a
promise.
team. He's got a
Yeah, but
contract.
Bass Pro Shops isn't going to promise him $8 million without a full-time ride.
To need a job, you need experience.
Yeah.
But to get experience, you need a job.
Yeah.
right.
Entry-level position, 5 years required.
experience. Yeah.
Well, being actually under contract with Gibbs now, I hope that pans out into something. I mean, look at Priest.
yeah.
That's where Priest ended up temporarily, and then he's
Yeah.
doing okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Ryan
We'll see.
could have a deal. Like, we don't know. Like, right now, his current position is relief driver, but when Priest had that, he had a deal lined up for next year you're in a Cup car with Stuart Haas.
Yep.
Like, that was his deal, and it
Yeah,
was
but
pretty
where
apparent.
would he go at Gibbs?
I think Denny's out soon.
He's not going straight to Cup.
Ryan?
Yeah.
Right, but that somebody else goes up. He takes that ride. Brandon Jones, he's earned it.
Earned what?
Who goes up?
Do they have anybody?
I'm
No, they just got rid of Shelly Pocket Bangers.
What?
I'm going to use the line that everyone used for Corey to describe Brandon Jones. Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Yeah.
Just put the fries in the bag.
Nah, he dropped the bag.
He would.
Yeah. I mean, who's moving up?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep moving here. We got some Hendrick Motorsports news. Hendrick Motorsports announced, I think, a week and change ago that Chase Elliott had a new sponsor. Amazon Prime Video signed on to sponsor 3 races for the next 3 seasons.
Aren't they the 3 races like right before the
Yes.
Amazon segment starts?
What a brilliant move.
Brilliant.
Let's put our name on the most popular driver
3 weeks before our stint
leading up
starts.
to us.
That's brilliant.
Right, because you got to think,
Great.
one, that's going to be great for Chase
Mm-hmm.
because when Mike Joy is signing off or whoever is signing off, and they're like, in 2 weeks, NASCAR's moving to Prime, they're going to show Chase's car.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
the Prime overlay of whatever race is coming up.
It's a
And
brilliant
then-
promo.
yeah. So I think it's smart for both sides.
Think about how many eyes
100%.
you're going to get on it if you buy commercial time.
Yeah.
Versus now, granted, yes, I think what the biggest thing here is it's going to give them the window to help steer people in the right direction, because I think that's their biggest worry is a lot of people, people complain.
Won't know where to find it.
People complain about, I don't know where to find the race anymore. For 3 weeks, they're going to be like, and Chase Elliott in the Prime car. By the way, that's where you're going to be able to find NASCAR in 3 weeks, in 2 weeks, next week.
Yeah.
Also, fitting to sponsor the guy that absolutely refuses to be on the Netflix show.
Yeah.
Like their direct competitor sponsoring the guy who just straight up said, "No, I'm not being on your Netflix show."
That would involve him having a personality, unfortunately.
Well, he won't be on Prime Video either, but they'll be on his car.
Right. But I'm saying, like, it's a conflict of sponsorship. Can't drink a Coke if you're sponsored by Pepsi. Can't be on Netflix if you're sponsored by Prime.
Can't be on Netflix if you don't have a personality.
Doesn't
Right.
matter.
That's
His
a bigger
fans
that's
are
a bigger
apparently-
conflict.
That's not a requirement to be a fan of his.
God, he sucks. I hate it because I don't hate him. I don't dislike Chase, but like you've gone off on here 100 times, and I don't know what made me think of it this week, but it just got me angry. You are the most popular driver. You are one of the sports superstars, and you just want to recluse yourself in a fucking cabin in the middle of the woods in Georgia.
Yeah.
The growth of this sport is on you.
We've been saying that for 8 years.
I think back to
The
when
sport
we were,
will not grow because of him ever.
No. I think back to when we were kids. What were the most popular drivers doing? You had TV guides, kids. That was a book you used to get that showed you what was on TV. You didn't actually have it on the TV.
Oh, there is a TV guide on our shelf now, by the way.
Hell yeah.
Dale.
Yeah,
TV
that's
guide.
what I mean. Back in the day, you'd go to the grocery store. There'd be that week's TV guide the week before Daytona. Who was on the cover? Jeff, Dale, Bill Elliott.
Yeah.
His dad.
Dale Earnhardt was in every fishing or hunting show that ever existed. Jeff Gordon was all over mainstream everything.
He was on
back in
Good
the day.
Morning America.
He
fuck,
went on
like,
GQ.
SNL. He was
The
on
milk
talk
ads?
shows.
The Got Milk ads?
Milk ads.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know that my dad has one of those hanging in his garage? Not a picture.
Milk? That's old.
Not a picture.
What?
A billboard.
Like the full billboard?
His brother bought him a full-sized Terry Labonte Got Milk billboard.
Nice.
It's from the days of the blue and orange Tony the Tiger car. It's supposed to be on the side of the road somewhere. My dad, cut it up so it's got, the background and the Got Milk, and then he cut. Is he squeaking over there? Is he dreaming?
Yeah, if you guys are hearing a squeak noise in the background, that is my son dreaming. Get him, buddy. Get him.
And he cut out the Terry Labonte and set it up like it would be on the billboard, but it was an entire ass billboard.
That's awesome.
My dad opened it and he's like, "What am I supposed to do with this?"
That's amazing. But yeah,
But they were
Yeah.
they were everywhere. The superstars of the sport. You want to go when we were kids in the 90s, it was the Jeffs and the Dales and the Terrys and the Bobbies and all them. Go into the early 2000s, the Gillette Young Guns. They were in commercials left and right. Kenseth and Junior and Ryan Newman and all those guys. And
yeah. The problem now, this conversation comes up all the time. Why are there no more superstars? Because the superstar does nothing.
Yeah.
Because he refuses to do anything.
I get his side of it. He didn't ask for it.
I understand it.
Totally
But
get it.
He is reaping all the rewards of it.
Yes.
He's getting all the money from the merch sales. He's getting all the sponsorship money. He's not losing an ounce of sleep over the $10 million Napa pays him every year. But Dale Jr. didn't want to be on MTV Cribs. Dale Jr. didn't want to be at the MTV Music Awards.
He's talked about it.
Yeah.
But he ate that shit up, and he went to it because he had to.
I think Dale is a better person now because of that. Because you look at after Senior died, I mean, can't blame the guy for spiraling a little bit after your dad.
Yeah.
And you have an unlimited supply of beer. How are you not going to spiral a little bit? But I think those things pushed him out of his comfort zone far enough that it changed him as a person, and he now appreciates what he should have been doing and what he did do, whether he wanted to or not. And I think he's a much better ambassador to the sport today because of what he went outside of his comfort zone to do then.
Yes.
And Chase will never do that. And I think that stunts the growth of all of the other drivers because you don't have the superstar.
You don't have to chase him. You don't have to be, I have to do
Right.
what he's doing. They can just all do.
Because you get your biggest superstar, P1, most popular driver the last 5 years, doing 75 ads.
I don't
Well,
even care.
then
And-
some people are going to be like, oh, this person's too mainstream. Who's the next guy?
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing up at the top. So there's nowhere to go underneath it.
And it's not even I get it. The landscape's completely different. We don't get Chevy Monte Carlo commercials anymore that they could be in. They're not. The landscape is way different than it was when we were younger. But
But there's a trickle-down
but
effect no matter
So
what.
what I'm saying is I was gonna flip that. Yes, the landscape is different, but look at all the opportunities he has now to do stuff. Whether I don't give a shit. Post about stuff on Instagram. Look at what Bubba does.
Engage somehow.
Engage. It Bubba, the Bubba and Suarez thing the other day with Suarez holding Bubba's kid, and Suarez posts, "Oh, Bubba told me if his first word was
Amigo,
or
I can
something
keep him."
I can keep him." Just dumb shit like that. Look at
I opened that morning. I was drinking coffee and I nearly spit it out. I
Yeah.
thought that was absolutely hilarious
The-
and so wholesome.
the
That's
video.
that's great to
the
see.
video that NASCAR put up the other day of 2016 Blaney and Bubba in the car
Yeah.
doing driver impressions.
Blaney
Yeah.
was just in a Dude Perfect video
Yeah.
for 2 seconds.
They
but
were
I mean,
in
that video is going to get 40 million
That
views.
video a couple years ago with the Barstool guys, the golf guys, with Denny, Bubba, Ryan, and Stenhouse.
Mhm.
You don't I'm not saying you have to go film a bunch of fucking commercials and shit. do anything, engage. Like,
Right.
he just doesn't, and it sucks.
Right. I'm not expecting him to be a YouTuber tomorrow.
No.
But just like, and I don't think, I joke about it being a clash between Prime and Netflix, but I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think he just doesn't want to do it. He just could care less.
Oh, that has nothing to do with it. Some people are like, oh, he wouldn't do the Netflix thing because of the Prime sponsorship, but that's not true.
No,
he didn't do
I
it because
joked-
he doesn't want to do
I
it.
joked about that, but it's literally he knows that check is coming in the mail no matter what. All he needs to do, he's never going to lose his job. All he needs to do is show up, drive in circles, dodge a couple interviews, and leave.
I'm still shocked he did that documentary a couple years ago.
The Chase
Is
one?
that Netflix?
No, that was like an NBC thing with him.
That
and
was. It was
Junior.
NBC Sports.
It was just like a prequel to like the Daytona 500 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. There's such a trickle down effect when you put the star up top, and then you can like, oh well, we can't afford to get the star, but we can get the next best guy, the next most handsome guy. We could pick someone else, but when the star is not even there, you're not even looking at the sport.
I don't think honestly the problem is Chase. Chase could be whatever personality he wants. The problem is he continues to be the most popular driver without any effort.
Yes.
That's what blows my mind. You have guys, controversial take, Corey LaJoy. I'm not saying he'll be the most popular driver tomorrow, but he does so much more. He'll do any commercial they ask him to do. He has his podcast. He will go to any fan interaction.
He does
anything.
the kickball classic.
He does so much
To give
for
back.
outreach of the sport.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney, he does body armor. He goes around, like I just said. He'll do a Dude Perfect video here or there. He'll do some videos at his house showing the new dip or shirts he got or whatever.
Yeah.
They did that Bronco thing. He posted a fun video with his Bronco thing a
Yeah.
couple years ago. Like, we have personalities in this sport that people just don't care about because their mom told them when they were a little kid they were a Chase fan.
Yep.
And it's just like we need to just like get through people's heads. Like, listen, like you're voting for the guy that's giving you nothing. Vote for somebody that's going to give you something. Vote for Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, who is probably close second, most popular driver now.
Yeah.
Think about the outreach he's doing unintentionally.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the Chili Bowl, going to Australia to race sprint cars,
Yep.
going
mean-
doing the Indy 500. Think of like how much he's reaching as far as gaining new fans for NASCAR.
Yeah.
And then think about what the most popular driver undefeated for 8 years in a row is doing.
Unintentionally, yeah, but also intentionally, he just hangs out after and talks to
Yeah.
everybody. He's just a good dude. Like his little hauler at the the local short track that he's gone to a handful of times, run a couple dirt things. Like he's got this little merch hauler. You always see pictures and videos of him just hanging
Have
out in
you
the pits with
watched
like
any of his-
random
Any of
Local
his
guys.
YouTube stuff?
Larson.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's super good. Super
He's
entertaining.
great.
Yeah.
And
It doesn't get a whole bunch of views because he just doesn't advertise it. You kind of just
You
have
got
to
to stumble across
yeah,
it.
like trip over a YouTube video and be like, Larson makes YouTube videos?
I had no idea
and
until
it's
you
pretty
just
much
said
just
that.
him and Owen going to dirt races.
Yeah, I had no idea he made YouTube videos.
And it's
till
great
you
stuff.
just
Like
told me.
Kyle Busch will pop in with Brexton or Clint will pop in
Yeah.
with Cash. And it's mostly like it's an Owen Larson YouTube channel that Kyle's in the background of.
Yeah. Makes
But
sense.
it's super entertaining. You just see the behind the scenes dirt world stuff.
but you see the entire NASCAR community because other people pop in and out of it. Adverse to Chase, who just flies himself to the track and then flies himself home and doesn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's just
we went
very
on
weird.
a tangent, but it is what it is. Keeping up with the Hendrick Motorsports news, they also announced that they had signed Corey Day to a multi-year kind of development-esque deal.
Yeah, Ron Corey.
Yeah, shouts to Gael for that picture. That was hilarious.
Yeah. He will be doing 30 pavement races in 2025 with Hendrick Motorsports and or affiliates between Xfinity Truck, ARCA, and some Trans Am
Aren't they
stuff
saying this
as
kid's
well.
going to be a problem?
Yes.
Similar, not on the same vein as like a Zilich, but similar.
In the same wheelhouse,
similar. Yeah.
yeah. So we'll see
And
what he
lucky
has to
for
do.
you Kyle Larson fans, there's now going to be a 8-teeth car with that paint scheme on it. So we
Yeah.
have that to look forward to.
Yay. Moving on, Beard Motorsports in the news. They announced that they will be attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500 with Anthony Alfredo behind the wheel again.
Oh, fast pasta.
Fast
He did
pasta.
well in that car last
He
time.
did.
And it's going to be hard to root against them because freaking love Beard Motorsports.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Linda,
So-
love you.
Yeah, anytime that team is on the track, you just want to root for them.
100%.
Like somebody put up a list of the current go or go homers,
We'll talk
We're
about
going
that.
to get there.
and it was hard pressed to fight against any of them.
Oh, yeah. 100. There's not
Yeah.
one in there that I'm like, eh. No, I'm not sure I'd come up with one. But
I can come up with
the
one.
50 car.
Yep. There you go.
They're not going to the Daytona 500.
Oh, you're right.
The 50
Oh, they're
cars,
going to Clash.
They're going to Bowman Gray.
Clash. You're right. Sorry.
In the same vein, Mr. Fast Pasta announced his full-time ride for this year at Young's Motorsports in the 42 Xfinity car.
Good for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was
Yeah,
hoping he'd land on his feet after losing that. Was it the 5 car?
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hour Motorsports was that
Yeah.
Hour?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, lateral move, I guess.
Yeah, I'd say so.
I'm just happy he found something. I didn't want him to disappear.
Yeah, that was surprising to me because he does bring money with the Dude Wipe sponsorship, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, they be loyal.
Odie, you shocked me.
I heard that in the mic.
Yeah, I felt it in my neck.
I felt it in my neck, dude. It traveled through
I
us.
felt it in my shaft.
That was surprising with the amount of seemingly support he has.
There was a couple questionable Xfinity. Like if you held the gun to my head end of the year last year and told me who was going to be like coming back, I feel like Pasta and Retzlaff would have been two that I would have been because they seem to do well in those cars, like
Yeah.
punching above their weight class a little bit. You know, they seem to bring money. They were having good finishes, and then they both got let go. And I was like, huh?
I think Retzlaff
Yeah.
was on his own. I think he was trying to leave.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
So
I
anyway,
mean, that team's
we'll see.
letting Jeb stay, so who knows what's running Jordan Anderson Racing right now.
next on my list are all the NASCAR changes. We'll save those for the end. We'll hit some quick ones. The Race of Champions in Sydney, Australia. Found out that Travis Pastrana and Kurt Busch will be representing the good old US of A.
I didn't even know they were still doing that.
Yeah, Kurt Busch has been cleared to get behind the wheel of a race car again.
It's like a go-kart, isn't it? Or don't they use like little
It counts.
No, they're like little mini rally cars, I think. I
Oh,
think
okay,
they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
what Travis Pastrana usually races.
Those like electric rally
I don't
cars,
know if they're
probably.
electric
No,
or
I
not.
don't know.
I think Jimmy Johnson did a couple years ago.
He
didn't
did. There was a couple years. There's been NASCAR.
Yeah, they
guys.
race it in like Olympic arenas.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, cool. Good for Kurt.
MBM Motorsports in the news because they're not MBM Motorsports again anymore. They are Garage 66, not to be confused with Garage 56, the historic Le Mans entry by
Or
NASCAR.
Route 66, which was a sponsor, maybe?
Route 66 is a road.
Yeah, but that was what was all over the 66 car last year. Remember they had the shield on the side of it? And that's the logo for Garage 66.
Oh.
It's literally
Oh,
the
yeah,
Route
that's right.
66 shield,
Right.
which was already on the hauler. They just wrote Route over or Garage over the Route.
Bigger news
Weird.
for the artist formerly known as MBM Motorsports. Mike Wallace,
Not clear.
you're not allowed. You take your old ass home.
Yep.
That's so weird.
Yeah,
I get
I
it.
don't think it's weird. I think it's the right decision.
No, I don't disagree with it. I just find it to be another one of those confusing NASCAR moves
Yeah, just like
Where you're
this
gonna
is now a rule. that
where
we
you're
never
going to
made before.
allow, not to sound like the people that I hate, but you're going to allow Elio Castroneves, SVG last year, there's somebody else doing it this year too, to run the ARCA race this year to get clearance to run the Cup race.
I think Elio is the guy.
Yeah,
this year.
Elio, and I thought there was somebody else this year too, and SVG did it last year.
Mhm.
They flat out told Mike Wallace,
to get clearance to run the Xfinity race.
well, Elio's doing it to run the Cup race this year.
No, you're talking about. I'm talking about SVG.
He ran Daytona last year. He ran
Yeah.
500.
They made him run the ARCA race just to qualify for the Xfinity race, and then that trickled out.
Well, so this year they're not they're full trickle because Castroneves is doing the ARCA race to qualify for the Cup race.
Right.
But apparently when Mike Wallace asked about that, they said, absolutely not. You're not cleared to run anything.
Okay.
It's another one of those confusing NASCAR decisions that annoys me. I don't disagree with the decision. I think they made the right decision.
Why is it confusing then?
You're going to have one guy that's never set foot in a Cup car or in a stock car run the ARCA race to prove that he can run the Cup race. But another guy that has a shit ton of experience, granted it's been a long time, but he also
I mean, he had to start in 2015.
he had to start in 2015.
Yeah, that's not that long ago. 10 years, but it's still.
He hasn't driven a Cup car in 10 years, and it's not the same Cup car.
Right,
Castroneves
but they-
has never driven a stock car.
I don't know.
Castroneves drove the Indy 500 a year ago.
I understand that.
Right,
I'm
but
talking about relevancy and recency.
But I'm just saying, it's like,
But you said they're not even allowing him to run the ARCA race.
No.
Or is that just.
I didn't hear that.
no, I read, I think Wallace had put out a statement, or somebody in the team put out a statement that they were trying to, and NASCAR said, no, you're not cleared to run anything.
I didn't hear that.
Nothing at all.
That's weird.
Where'd you hear that?
think it was on. Hold on, let me see if I can dig it up.
That doesn't-
I
Either
know
way,
I
I
read it.
was shocked when they announced Mike Wallace was racing.
Oh,
in the
I was too.
66.
Yeah.
And then NASCAR saying this is, I get it from both sides. One, this guy's more than qualified to race in the Daytona 500. He
I
should
disagree with
he
that.
should just have to take like a litmus test to do it. But what he represents is not what they're trying to do in the Daytona 500. Right now, it's 50-something cars are going to show up, and they're all there to win. They're all there to be competitive. I don't think Mike Wallace in the 66 was going to show up to try to win the race. They were going to show up.
It
right
sounded like a
around-
photo op. Like he's
Yeah,
doing it in honor of his late wife, which is admirable. And he was talking about a photo with his family on pit road. Like it's arguably the most dangerous race of the year, ish. And it's not a photo op.
Yeah.
It's dangerous. You haven't done this in a decade. You've never driven this car. You have done no competitive racing in the past decade. I think it was a stupid idea in the first place, and I completely back NASCAR for saying absolutely not.
Yeah, I don't back them if they in fact said that you can't race the ARCA race.
That I would disagree with on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear
Which
that.
I get it. I have always hated go or go homers, and I felt like this was an attempt to do that.
Right.
This was not necessarily a go or go homer because that gains them nothing, but a ride around in the back of the pack and hopefully get a top 20, top 15 finish at the end for the paycheck. I don't care about that. I want Elio in this race. I want Jimmy Johnson in this race. I want whoever else is. I mean, there's freaking 40 cars, go or go home, and Justin Allgaier. We'll talk about him in a second. But I want guys in this race that are going to be trying every stage to lead a lap, every stage to be competitive and in the front. I want 40 cars, possibly 41 cars on the track that are there to win. And that 66 was never going to be there to win with Mike Wallace in it.
Yeah.
So Mike Wallace posted, this was when this all got, this was on the 13th. She said, to my utter shock and devastation at 4 o'clock today, NASCAR competition director Elton Sawyer called to inform me that NASCAR has decided not only to not approve me for the Daytona 500, but at this time not approve to race in Cup, Xfinity, and Truck Series in 2025, but could go through their process to possibly get approved for 2026. This comes as a total shock, as the president of NASCAR last week said in a real phone call with me that all was good. I also went to Charlotte Motor Speedway as required by NASCAR, took the required drug test, basic physical, eye test, impact concussion test, and even allowed them to scan my mouth for the volunteer mouthpiece to gather driver data, and paid the $160 in fees, so I owe this posting to all my fans, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple posts later, he actually shows the email that says, good morning, I don't anticipate any issues, and will present to the group January 7th. If something comes up, I'll be sure to let you know. He blocked everything else out, like names and...
What was the date on that? Was there a date on that email?
He blocked everything out, so it doesn't have a date.
Well,
on it.
presented at the meeting, January, whatever it was.
He said something about...
So
So
it
apparently
was during
at
the Christmas break when probably people with authority were not in there. Whoever sent that email reply says, I don't see an issue.
Yeah.
Although wording is fine. Like, I don't see an issue, but I'll ask these people that actually make those calls. That person should have never said
And then
that.
also
That's not my call to make, but I will present it to the people.
Yeah, and then
That's
also
what they
By
should
the
have said.
sounds of it, Steve Phelps gave him the green light.
he said in
and
a
then-
phone call with NASCAR's president said that there shouldn't be any issues and we should be good to go. And then like 2 days later, Elton Sawyer's like, nah, you can't do anything.
Yeah, that if they gave him an inkling of this is not going to be a problem, then that's 100% on them. That's wrong.
Yeah.
But
But for him to
it's
go,
not a wrong decision. The guy's ran.
No, I'm
he
not-
hasn't ran in a decade.
I am not sitting here disagreeing with you that it's the wrong decision. I think it's completely the right decision. It's how they went about it. And it's, again, a little bit of hypocrisy that you've done this with other drivers before, where they've
Yeah.
like run the ARCA race. If they prove that you're watching Cletus McFarland, granted he's only running the ARCA race, but you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Mike Wallace, in the past 15 years, has attempted to qualify in Cup 9 times and has qualified 5 times in the past 15 years.
Yeah.
DNQ'd 5 times,
but
6.
in his defense, he went and did everything they asked him to do.
They shouldn't have let him go.
yeah, so now
Like doing the litmus test. If you pass that, you should be good to race. You came in here, you did the physical, you did the drug test, you did the litmus test. That should have checked every box for them to
Okay.
go, okay, this guy can do it.
sorry, I just read the post more. That email is from January 1st. He said, talk about, I found out this current situation means absolutely nothing to them and they could care less. And unfortunately, his previous personal commitment to me and verbally indicating everything was good was not honest. Oh, fuck. Closed it.
I don't know. We're going a little too
to
deep on
confirm
this.
our belief of our approval, the email below indicating we were basically all good to go on January 1st after first informing the series on January 23rd and asking for their guidance to compete in the event with an email follow-up and not indicating in any way that I was not approved to compete. And then they canceled me on January 13th.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't disagree with you that it's the wrong. I think it's the complete right decision. The dude's old as fuck, hasn't driven a car in 10 years.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I think it was just a feel-good photo op. He probably wasn't even going to make the damn race anyway.
No,
Right.
most
For
likely not.
me, it's about how they went about it.
I agree with that. I agree
That's
with
kind of what irked me.
But it's also his word versus somebody else's. In a phone call, they said it was fine. Who did you talk to?
We've seen this, but
Well,
what does this remind you of?
Steve Phelps.
You know, like
What-
whatever. We're going way too
what I'm
deep
saying, what
on
is-
Mike Wallace, which is completely
What does
unnecessary.
this remind you of? Not to bring up old shit.
I don't know.
The Brandon Brown paint scheme.
Oh, yeah.
That guy said it's okay.
Well, that guy doesn't have the authority to do that.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of that a little bit, but
Right.
I don't know. It's just the way
So.
they went about it sucked. I still think it's the right idea. I thought from the start I'm pretty sure go back to the last episode when they announced it and we made fun of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was stupid from the start. I just don't love how they went about it.
I feel like
Yeah, but we're also only hearing one side of the story, so
yeah.
is what it is.
I choose to believe one
Sucks
side
to
of
suck.
the story.
Yeah, whatever.
But apparently he could have seemingly run an ARCA race, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe.
ARCA was not in that list.
Maybe. I
so.
thought it was, so I
Yeah.
had to.
I mean, hell, the ARCA car was probably the exact same car that he drove the last time.
Honestly, the chassis.
It's probably the same chassis.
He could probably find a chassis he drove.
Hey,
Be
look,
real
it's
familiar with
an
it.
old
Most likely.
BK car from 04.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, Garage 66 also announced that Garrett Smithley will be driving the car at the Clash.
Yes.
No replacement announced for the 500 as
I
of yet.
guess. I think.
Oh, I thought the Garrett Smithley was for the 500.
No.
That's for the Clash.
Clash.
I know. I think for the 500, if you read into some of the posts that Mike Wallace made, which again they're like ramblings of a 65-year-old, but I think he said something that he was self-sponsoring it, so now they have no sponsor for Daytona. So that's probably a very large hang-up.
Yep, that tracks. All right, we'll keep moving.
But Garrett Smithley also
Please
shout
get
out.
us off of Mike Wallace.
Shout out to Garrett Smithley.
You're the one that read his whole damn email
I was
chain.
defending him, and then also throwing him under the bus at the same time.
Let's get off Mike Wallace. You read his text thread since '97.
I have his number right. That was actually him texting me all
Yeah,
that information.
back when you were reading that.
Is
he
it
could have
big
been
text when it
approved.
comes in?
Oh yeah,
You bet his phone's on huge text.
100%.
They already built his dash and the screen's
They
this
They
big.
were gonna approve
He
him.
scrolls with one finger.
They were going to.
He types with two.
No, they fully planned on approving him, but when he went to Charlotte to do all those tests, somebody saw his phone with the giant text. They're like,
Nope.
shit, never mind.
Read this pit.
They're doing the litmus test and he put his monocle on.
Put his readers on.
His clipped. He is the ones that clip on
yeah,
the nose.
Yeah.
But
Oh, man.
Garrett Smithley, super cool dude. His dad was one of the pilots in the California fires that was dropping water out of the fucking giant fucking.
Oh, that's
boat
So his dad's
things.
way more badass.
Yeah.
What you're saying?
It was
Yeah.
super
That's
cool.
sick.
Those
Hey,
things
I
are-
like Garrett Smithley.
Yeah, but flying planes, dumping water over
Yeah,
wildfires,
Garrett
that's
Smithley
way more
drives cars
badass.
at 200 miles an hour, kind of.
I'm going, dad's more badass.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Dad's
dad
more
definitely
badass.
more badass. But
Yeah. That's what I
you
said.
don't need to beat up Garrett Smithley about it, dude. He was in a JonTron video once, dude.
I'm not beating him up. I just said his dad's way more badass.
200 miles an hour. What are you, Cletus McFarland's hype man?
Who, George did?
Fucking that video was
Am I
insufferable.
wearing
Oh, you
the
gotta
West George
you gotta
shirt?
start
No.
calling him Garrett.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It said Cletus on the car.
Did it?
the CW announced that their Xfinity booth will be Mr. Adam Alexander, Jamie McMurray, and Parker Kligerman.
Norm still won't be able to watch it.
Dude, Adam Alexander is going to be so freaking pissed up there.
I don't like Adam
They
Alexander.
tied him together with the two best heads of hair in NASCAR.
Oh, God. And he's a cue ball.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God. He's
Couple
going to
of
be
studs.
freaking livid in there.
Who is it? It's McMurray and.
PK.
Oh, yeah, PK. Sorry, I forgot.
Literally
Yeah.
just read it.
I wasn't listening to you. I don't listen to you.
That's fair. Yep.
We're a married couple. I don't listen to you.
PK, Jamie, and Adam
I just
Alexander.
don't like Adam Alexander.
I like him.
He's.
I know you haven't really.
I don't
ever liked him.
mind him.
I-
He's
I- yeah,
definitely
I
better
don't-
than Vince Welch.
He's better than Vince Welch. He's better than what's her
Jamie
name?
Little.
Jamie Little. I think he's a good. He's good. I just something about him. I don't know. That rubs me the wrong
We'll
way.
see how he does with these guys. 'cause
I want to
these
see how he
guys-
does first before I throw him on.
I
the
think
bus.
this is going to be a better pairing. Because
Yeah.
normally he's tied with like Jamie Little, and Michael Waltrip. So
Or,
it's like he's got like a little too much
Didn't
crazy
he have
next to him.
what's his name too? Oh, Kid races in the Truck Series. Help me. Truck Series broadcaster. Kid races in the Truck
Snyder?
Series. Snyder. No.
Matt Snyder?
No. Oh my God.
Oh, Parsons?
Yes. Isn't he normally tied with Parsons too? Like when they do truck
Yeah.
races. And Parsons is weird. I don't ever really. I don't know.
That's the GOAT's brother, so mad respects to
True.
Mr. Parsons, whose first name I forget. Son's name Stefan.
Now, if you don't remember,
Phil.
the
Phil.
CW will be covering the Xfinity series the entire
Yeah,
season
they've got
this
it,
year.
They've got it flag to flag, right?
Yep. They sure
Guess I'm
do.
not watching that shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say you ain't watching. Norm's gonna be every Saturday. Anyone got a stream?
So weird. All right, we'll keep moving here. We got Rick Ware Racing in the news because they announced that the driver of the century, Mr. Cody Ware, will be in the 51 car full time for the 2025 season.
But Dad, I want to race the car.
He beat all the competition for that car.
Say he assaulted them.
Yeah. He's like, all right, Dad, I'm going to get this car, and I'm going to get my hands dirty to get it, all right?
I didn't know his girlfriend was trying to race.
Oh,
That's why Corey cut his hair, dude.
cancel!
He was like, nope, I'm in danger.
Cancelled!
Moving on.
If he
DGM
didn't
Racing
get
in the
canceled
news.
for what he did, we're not
True.
going to get canceled for
True.
talking about it, all right?
Dad, I want to race the car. I'm better than Corey. I can race. He starts stomping his feet.
Carson's better than you, but Carson's in prison.
As he, like, whips his hair. It's not phase, Dad.
Not face, Dad.
All right, we're moving on.
No, we're not. Because I'm still angry at the why.
I wish Rick
I'm
Ware
not
would
saying
move on.
they're on the same similar plane, but I think you got more of an upside with the guy that didn't go to prison or didn't get arrested
It's just,
and who has a platform and has maybe get some sponsors. And here's a thought, just a thought.
I'll never understand it. Just like we're making a commitment to improve our performance, but we're going to get rid of one of our charters and send it to the other side of the building, and then we're going to put the kid that sucked back in it.
Well, we're gonna get rid of. We're gonna trade for Justin Haley for Corey LaJoy, who Justin Haley, I think that's a better option. They had a future there.
Yeah.
So we're going to improve our program by getting rid of the future. Then we're going to take another 10 steps backwards by putting the kid who can't finish higher than last ever.
Well, no, he had the same amount of top fives as Corey last year.
Oh, my
so they're the
God.
same driver.
Yeah, they're the exact same driver.
Okay.
I've heard that argument a few
I-
times too.
I think I know why it happened because they released a future render of Justin Haley's car for next year.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And it
Or-
has all of Corey's sponsors on it.
yeah, the
So-
future. They had a which one is the best? It was like A, B, C, D, and all of them had Schluter, Celsius, Chili's. What was the other one?
Gamebridge.
Obviously Gamebridge.
I think
but-
the only sponsor he legitimately kept was Blue Green Vacations.
Yeah, we already just talked about that. So, sucks, but whatever. We'll see. DGM Racing in the news because a good friend of the podcast, Mr. Josh Balicki,
Good dude.
announced to be running part-time in the 91, so congrats to him.
Thanks to Josh Balicki, I saw highlights of those like crazy midget snowmobile things, and I knew exactly what I was watching.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Those things are nuts.
Wild.
Those things are
After
sick.
he was on the
Snowmobile
show,
carts.
I went on YouTube and watched like a whole stack of them.
A couple weeks ago, there
Wild.
must have been some big chili bowl type event up in the North Country, and I saw all sorts of highlights from
Oh,
it.
I
was like,
got it suggested because like once you watch one, it's
Yeah.
suggested to you forever. I watched one and like I was eating lunch at work
those
or
things
something
are
the other day.
sick.
Yeah.
Like they look like so
Badass.
much fun.
Couple other quick bits, and then we'll get into the big one. SS Greenlight announced the lineup for the 07 car in Xfinity. Patrick Emmerling, Nick Leitz, and Alex LeBay will be sharing the 07. So nice to see that car seemingly having a mostly full season
Yeah.
because that car typically came and went.
Yep.
We also found out, obviously, that Jimmy Johnson will be attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500. The only other one on his calendar as of now is the Coca-Cola 600.
Didn't they say that's going to be like his
Indy 500.
Isn't the Coke 600 going to be like his 700th start? I thought I read somewhere.
I did not see that.
I thought I read that was
Yeah.
going to be.
Well, the
some-
which
it's some
sponsored by
sort-
Carvana.
It's some sort of. Yeah, didn't you say Carvana's no longer in the gutter?
Not even close.
How'd that happen?
That's a long story, and I'll tell you later.
We keep like for years we've been joking. How do they keep sponsoring these cars? They like were filed for bankruptcy, and now
Yeah,
they're.
100%.
I saw a Jimmy Johnson.
Did you
Carvana
see my-
commercial the other day?
Did you see the image I showed you, the stock image?
Yes, you did. Yeah,
You
Yeah, it's
saw
like-
that?
I saw
Up
that,
like
yeah.
400% or something.
300%, give or
Why
take.
didn't
It's
we-
also
we
it took a
should've bought-
dip, but it was
Definitely should have bought into that.
Apparently, Carvana's the new Bitcoin.
yeah.
And we could have gone in on the ground floor, but we missed it.
In December 2022, the stock price was $4, and January 12th, it was $260.
Yeah, we definitely should have
That
jumped on that one.
Could have been an 8 lay payday.
Yeah, we blew that one. Okay, yeah. His second planned appearance of the season, this is Mr. Johnson, which could mark his 700th start. So obviously, if he makes Daytona, the Coke 600 will be his 700th start.
Nice. Good for him. We also found out that Team Amerivet, the former Money Team 50, will be bringing the car to the Clash, and Burt Myers will be behind the wheel.
Yeah, that's another one of the, if you remember the show from back in the day, the Madhouse, which was one of the best damn shows on television, and I hate that they canceled it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Bowman Gray Modifieds kind of wannabe reality series, but it actually was real. He's one of the guys we were talking to Mike is vegan in Discord, who lives down there, and he's like, Bert's been racing there for as long as I've been alive.
Yeah.
He's like, I remember going and watching him as a kid. So it's Burt Myers and the other one, Tim Brown.
Yep.
That's like you ever see the Bowman Gray videos of like the two modifieds, the guys getting out or like doing burnouts against each other in the infield and getting out and punching each other in the face. That's those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what we need in NASCAR.
Legends.
Yeah. I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
He works for Rick Ware. Is that the guy?
Yes.
He's like the suspension.
He's one of the, I
engineer or
think he's like a
something?
suspension dude at Rick
Yeah.
Ware. I'm
Ooh,
here for
fuck
it. I
them,
mean,
by the way.
yeah, I'm here for it. I mean, that's going to be fun to see because they know the track well. They know how to get around there. They know how to pass, and it's by using the bumper. So who knows? Maybe we'll end up with a fist fight in the open.
I hope so.
Here for it.
The Open?
Isn't there an open? Is the Clash just everybody this year?
Just heats, yeah.
Yeah, they do heats.
I thought there was like a. Oh, you're right. It is heats. And
Yeah, the Open threw me off. I was like, no, they're not going
you're
to
right. I'm
Clash.
still thinking open.
Yeah, no, I get you. All right, keep moving. We got some quick bits to touch on. Actually, we got most of those covered. We got NASCAR's official TV channel ish kind of
Oh, on
will be
on
announced
Tubby.
on Tubi,
Tubby.
a 24/7 NASCAR channel that will feature live events. Like the Hall of Fame induction will be streamed live, which is pretty
okay.
cool.
That's cool.
And we don't have to wait 2 days to see it. They'll be showing classic races, re-aired races from this year, documentaries. They're going to make original
I
content
saw
as
there's
well.
going to be like a daily show again.
Yep.
It looked like.
Yep. Tubi is owned by Fox now. Fox bought them in 2020. So yeah, you'll be able to stream whatever you want
Yeah, I
24/7 on Tubi.
Might actually have to, if they actually start having good programming on there, I may have to sign up for that.
Yeah, I think that's kind of them dipping their toes into going one step further, 7-8 years down the road and see how it goes. But I think that's awesome.
I mean, the writing was on the wall when they built that huge media building.
Yeah.
We knew this was coming, just didn't know how it was going to happen.
Yeah, and
You
killing of Race Hub and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
moving to this platform. I think that's a great thing.
Yep. We'll see where it goes. I hope it works because I would love it.
I hope it's killer. I mean, 24/7 content, I'll freaking take it. If I'm just doing nothing, like I'm working on a room, I'm painting
Yeah.
a wall, like I'm going to fire that up.
Well, that's what I
it's
do.
the 87, race at Riverside.
I do it all the time with like the other 24-hour sports networks, like the NHL network or like the Golf Channel.
Right,
or
exactly.
I'll just like, they're showing a cool documentary on like St. Andrews for golf. Throw that on. Fuck it,
Yeah.
sounds cool, or whatever.
Absolutely.
So I think that's what it's going to be great for.
100%.
And then obviously if they come out with some sort of Race Hub equivalent everyday type show,
Yeah.
that would be awesome because I feel like Race Hub kind of lost its luster at the end, but now that it's gone, you realize how good we had it.
Oh, yeah.
I
I always enjoyed it. I watched it.
didn't
fairly
watch it
regularly.
much, but
It was quick enough
when
that you
shit-
could zip through it.
the best part about that though was when stuff was going on, like we're about to get into on those days where there'd be this massive thing, like boom, these are all these new rules next year. You'd be like, flip on Race Hub and see what they're saying about it.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know? It wasn't maybe like every day, like
It was a better way to digest things happening.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's where they would release. How many paint schemes we see get released? That's where Larson released the Terry scheme last year. There was announcements, like driver announcements on that show. So I think
Yeah.
it'd be cool for them to have that outlet back again.
Yeah, for sure. We also got some JRM news, Junior Motorsports.
Did we? I missed this.
Starting with the Xfinity news, the number 9 Chevrolet at Junior Motorsports. They announced that Ross Chastain and Shane Van Gisbergen will be sharing the seat. Chastain will be doing Coda, Darlington, Nashville, Dover, and Iowa. SVG will be doing Mexico City, Chicago Street, Sonoma, and Watkins Glen. Sick.
Surprised I didn't put SVG in at Coda.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, Ross is really good at Coda.
True.
Yeah, he is. I think that's a badass lineup.
That's going to
I'm
be cool.
pulling for the 9.
So the 9 is, so we were wondering, I mean, a couple weeks ago or whatever episodes ago, we were wondering what the lineup was going to look like. So the 9 is just going to be
All-star car.
there's a lot of open seats in that car.
Yeah.
Is that covered, what, you would say 10 races?
That
And it's like all
covered
road courses in like Darlington?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it covered 10.
And it's pretty much all the road courses and then like Darlington?
Darlington, Iowa,
Okay,
Dover,
Iowa and Dover.
Nashville.
Okay. That's a lot of empty seats.
So 40% of them were ovals, but you were close.
There's a guy, well, the rest of them are fucking, when I said all the road courses, did we miss any road courses?
Nope. I don't think so. You said they're all road courses.
No, I said all the road courses.
Oh, I heard you wrong.
I said it's all the road
My
courses
bad.
and some ovals.
Prick.
So what I'm saying is there's a lot of open seats for, you know, if there's
Someone to come in and buy it.
If there's a, you know, a driver without a seat.
Bubba Pollard.
There's a lot of drivers without seats. Norm doesn't have a seat for next year.
Yeah? Normally got some money?
I don't fit in them.
You got some talent? I think that's going to be awesome. And also the much bigger JRM news that we heard this week. Junior Motorsports will be attempting to qualify for the Daytona 500 in the number 40 Chevrolet in partnership with Chris Stapleton and Travelers Whiskey with Justin Allgaier behind the wheel.
I think this is because Junior talked about it. What? It wasn't a couple episodes ago, like end of last year, he was talking about his desire to feel what it's like to be an owner pushing the car out onto the grid at Daytona.
Yeah.
Obviously, this must have already been in the works, and we didn't know about
Yeah.
it. That was him kind of teasing it, and we had no
Yeah.
fucking idea. But I think this is
I think
just
he has to go
this
up.
is a big realization of okay. Yeah, this is a realization of a dream for him as an owner.
I had a dream.
Yeah, I gotta pee. You're right. I'll go outside. Yeah. You all right?
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's kind of pretty much exactly what I thought when they had the sneak peeks. Everyone obviously was going off the deep end, thinking it was Truex or Junior.
I knew it
or-
wasn't going to be Junior. He's never going to
Or
race a
him,
super
him
speedway
buying
again.
a team. I kind of, when they said they had a Daytona announcement with 2 other people, I assumed it was going to be like a Junior Rick and somebody or Junior.
It was so easy to go off the deep end with that, though. Like I said, like it's going to be Truex and Johnny Morris or Truex and Cole Pern. Or
Yeah.
You knew it was going to be with the 2 guests. It was going to be driver and either sponsor or owner. Like there was like, oh, it's going to be him running open Trackhouse car. So it's going to be like him and Justin Marks and then whoever's driving it. You know, they just left it so open-ended. But you're right.
I kind of assumed it would be Justin Allgaier.
The easy way was to say it was going to be an Allgaier.
I've said before, I'm not a massive fan of Allgaier. He's a good kid, obviously immensely talented. Love that he drives for Junior, but he's kind of just like that kind of white bready to me, which is whatever. It's fine. He's obviously extremely talented.
Yeah.
I have nothing super against him. It's just not somebody that I week in and week out root for. It's one of those guys we talk about all the time. We don't mind seeing them do good, but we're not standing on the other of our seats when they
Yeah,
do.
I love Allgaier. I mean,
But-
Xfinity Series, if you're going to, like, again, hold a gun to my head and you're like, hey, who do you want to win? He's probably in my top 3
Yeah.
of guys. I'll be like, yeah, Allgaier. You know, I've
I don't even know who I'm rooting for next year. Probably Sheldon.
That's a
Sheldon,
given.
I think, is going to be my number 1
Yeah.
next year.
I've always liked Allgaier. I like his attitude. He's a good dude. And I like that he took his shot at the Cup Series, didn't
Yep.
work out.
Yeah.
And now he's making it, and he's basically just becoming that journey, that career Xfinity guy.
Right,
And
and that I
like
appreciate.
that.
I appreciate when drivers know their limits or find their limits, like AJ. I
Yes.
fucking
Stop going to
shouted
Cup.
his name to the rooftops when he went down to Xfinity again. Like, yes, dude, this is going to be awesome. Oh, you're going back to Cup. That didn't work out. You're going back to Xfinity. This is going to be awesome. Oh, you're going back to Cup again. Like, just
Exactly.
pick one.
Yeah.
Like, Allgaier, Matt Kraft, and Elliott Sadler. Like, these guys went, you know what? I had my fun. I'm going to go down to the lower levels, and I'm just going to freaking
Win.
enjoy the
Yeah.
twilight years of my career. And Allgaier's doing that, and now he won his first championship. He's doing it successful. He's got probably the best sponsor in all the land.
Yeah.
Like Brandt
Brandt loves him.
that kid, that was like the one downside to the entire announcement to me.
You thought it was going to be a Brandt car?
It was not Brandt,
Yeah.
which he's raced for them in the Cup Series before, so it's not like it'd be like groundbreaking, like he's doing his first Cup start without his best sponsor. That's not it. It's obviously they've been with him in the past.
Yeah.
Every time he's
Yeah.
raced a Cup car, it's been Brandt. But it was kind of like, like I love it for Junior. I love it for Justin, but it would have been like a touch sweeter if he had Brandt with him.
Yeah.
But that being said, Chris Stapleton, that's going to reach a lot of people.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's a great sponsor. Scheme, A1.
It's beautiful.
Hate the number.
Yeah, that's a lot of people were speculating why it's 40, and it was pretty quickly pointed out that on the whiskey it says like blend number 40 or something like that. So that was a pretty quick.
I get it. The scheme is fantastic.
Ryan Williams, I don't. This is my new best friend on Twitter, so I'm not going to talk too much shit.
I know Norm got all his flowers the other day.
I don't love everything he does in the Xfinity series. He kind of goes a little crazy with like the scallops on their paint schemes. A lot of their Xfinity cars are kind of too crazy busy, but all of his junior Hellman schemes are top notch.
Fire.
His Brandt schemes are usually really good,
Yep.
but everything he has touched in the Cup Series I've loved.
Yep.
He did the Wendy's cars for a long time. The 62, our favorite Noah scheme
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
The 62 Wendy's car was Ryan. So he does a lot of good schemes, and this 40 scheme is one of them. It's freaking beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's borderline the old DEI font, the number.
I noticed that.
So it's Hemi head is technically as close to that font as you can get. Obviously, that's completely custom, but it's based off the old DEI font, so it's kind of a big blocky number. The drop shadow super cool on it. It's super big. I almost had a hand in changing the paint scheme.
Yeah, Goodyear said no,
I
thank you.
swung and we missed just
you
a
almost
little
got
bit.
there.
But super good paint scheme. Love
If you
it.
want a master class in using the space for sponsorship, that car right there uses every goddamn inch of it.
Blakey, Portland. There was a road course not on there.
Do we go to Portland still?
Is that on the schedule next year?
I think so. No, is it not?
I'm just asking.
I thought they took it off.
That'd be
Shane,
sad.
Shane, you're not
like that one.
Shane, you're not helping. You're not supposed to give Kyle ammunition.
Yeah, Portland is the one that is.
That's the go-kart
That's,
track.
yeah, that's the victory lane on the side of the bathroom. Oh my god, I
It's
freaking
the
died
three
with
and
Cole
the-
Custer that first
Yeah.
year he won it.
Portland, where you have the 3-in-1 men's room snack bar victory lane.
Oh my god,
segment.
it was so bad. But that is where SVG did his first ever full lap burnout.
Yeah,
so
Portland, August.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Well, fuck me then.
Well, sorry I missed that part of the conversation. Mr. Bodie had to go outside.
Yeah, basically we were just saying how
Flowers to Junior. I'm excited.
all
I'm
we thought.
so
you know,
excited.
we were all had a lot of speculation, but this is the thing that made the most sense, and that's where it came from.
And
And I love Chris Stapleton.
And like Norm said, I think Chris Stapleton being involved is going to get a shit ton of eyes on this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's
it
fantastic.
would have been like we were saying. It would have been nice to see Brandt come up with them, but Stapleton, that's going to be a huge reach. Them announcing it at Junior's
The whiskey or his old
Moonshine
town, his bar.
Ranch, whatever it's called. Also,
Did you listen to the podcast with him?
Oh, yeah.
It's
I
pretty
listened to the whole
good.
thing. It was
It's
really
pretty
good.
It's not. I mean, it's just them.
He's
talking
such a
about,
chill dude.
Yeah, it's them talking about his like music career, obviously. So if you're not into that, it's probably not going to fall right with you. But yeah, Junior was just like all these questions, and he's just like, "No, hey, do you watch the charts whenever you put a song up? No, not really.
He's so chill. I love
Hey,
it.
Oh, so like obviously Junior being a music fan growing up, he's like not in the music industry. You think like you get a gold or a platinum record, you're hanging that thing on the wall, and he's like, no, they're all in a closet somewhere.
Yeah.
Like Junior was like, what?
He's so down to earth. I love it.
He's a pretty cool dude.
also,
Yeah.
if there was any question whether this car was going to be prepared by HMS or not, Greg Ives is the crew chief.
Greg Ives
So-
is the crew chief. Junior said in the I think it was Junior in his tweet or something. I saw something that's like, we got a Hendrick engine. The whole car's Hendrick. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that everybody was like, they can't do that. They already have 4. This is not the way they get around it. Is literally what Norm said from the beginning, multiple times when all this charter shit came out. That there is going to be ghost cars where it's like it's run by McDonald's of the team on it is McDonald's of Cleveland, but it's actually prepared by
Yeah.
Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, like that. The pieces were probably put together at Junior Motorsports, but under the close supervision of
Yeah.
Greg Ives and
Yeah.
probably a couple other Hendrick employees. That car is going to spend a couple weeks at Hendrick before it even goes to Daytona, getting tested and
Yeah.
wind tunnel and suspension dyno and stuff like that. So
Hawkeye and all that
it
shit.
is a
Yeah.
Junior Motorsports car. Junior is fronting the bill for it, but it is if not fully prepared, damn near
Guarantee
fully
you it'll have a
prepared
Hendrick
by
Motorsports
Hendrick.
pit crew.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Now the big news.
Oh, bigger news than that, actually, speaking
Oh.
of the same thing.
Viking Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. That's the big news, right?
We already talked about that.
With Matt DiBenedetto.
No, we didn't talk about the Benedetto.
Yeah, we did.
They just announced that like this week.
No, we talked about that weeks ago.
I don't remember.
Well, they just
that.
announced
Yeah,
it this
the
week.
99 officially,
literally
and they
just
changed the
announced-
font.
They
And,
literally just announced it this week that DiBenedetto's
Yeah,
gonna
we
be in the
we haven't
car.
talked about that before.
Oh.
Yeah, I think
I think we talked about it as in like Viking Motorsports is officially separated from RSS, whatever Ryan Sieg Racing was that they stole the car from, and
yeah.
now they completely rebranded it, and then they tried to send like a cryptic like, we're announcing our driver soon, and it was a weight bench.
Yeah.
It was like, dude, we all know Matt DiBenedetto's already racing for you guys.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna be shocked
yeah.
Before you
when
get
it's
into
Parker Retzlaff.
because it's on my brain.
No, we talked about it on the Christmas episode.
I don't remember what we talked about on the Christmas episode. I
I
got a
don't
bunch of
remember us-
gifts.
Viking Motorsports 99, Matty D.
They
Because
just
they
announced it.
just announced it this week.
Well, we knew about it at Christmas.
Apparently, we got
One
Mr.
of the worst
Fortune
kept
Teller over
secrets
here.
in NASCAR, apparently.
Personal news for us.
Mm-hmm.
We will be participating in the Dale Jr. Driven to Give 400 on iRacing in a couple weeks.
Yes, we will be.
That
Yeah,
happened.
we got to practice for that.
Yeah, I heard the setup is a little.
That was my plan
that
today,
was
and
a
then
little
things
hairy.
went south.
I'm gonna probably jump on and run some practice laps. So
Because we got to get TeamSpeak set up.
Yep.
We got to connect cameras, apparently, to TeamSpeak.
yep.
We got to do a test. We got to make sure Brad knows how. He's in fucking Beijing right now or something. So we got to get with him.
Yep. So one of our listeners actually came up with this idea. They said you guys should run this and get Brad to be your fourth. We floated the idea to Mr. Brad Perez, and he was in.
Yep.
So we got an Xfinity driver to go up against a bunch of Xfinity drivers.
He said he was contractually obligated.
He was.
I don't remember having him sign that, but I'm glad he did.
Oh, I'm glad he did. Yeah.
Yeah, I made him sign that.
So basically, it's like it's a charity race on iRacing. Teams of 4. Junior is going to be in it. I think Allgaier, Zilich.
Pretty much all of
It
JRM.
was, Sammy Smith, Allgaier, Zilich. Was there another one? I don't remember.
I think so, yeah. I think it was mostly
Carson
JRM.
Quaffle.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
Oh, Josh Berry's going to be in it.
Yep.
A lot of guys. I know Ricky Harden he's got a team together. This is where Norm got all his flowers because we showed off his paint scheme and a bunch of actual NASCAR designers said it was hot as fuck and followed Norm. So like I was proud of him for that.
Bunch of them, 2 of them. But
Two.
my 2 favorites.
Two's a bunch.
Two's a bunch.
Yeah.
It's not a single. It's a bunch.
It's going to be a blast. I'm super excited.
I am so excited for it. It's going to be a riot. Apparently,
I don't want to suck, to be honest.
we're gonna. It's fine.
I
don't
kind of
care.
want to be good because I've been good every time I've raced these cars.
Brad sent me his calendar so we can coordinate a practice time together.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
But yes, we will obviously post more about it in the coming. I think it's the 29th,
Correct.
Wednesday.
It's
Um,
unclear.
No, I saw that they had a post about it in the iRacing forums that Ricky sent us. So basically, the main event, which we paid to be in, is Wednesday night. I think it starts at 7:30. It's like practice. There's like warm ups, qualifying, race. The reason why there's a date range is because for the rest of the time after that, there's going to be a special event every day that is that race. It's not broadcasted. It doesn't have
Right. It's going to be like
it's-
official NASCAR. Or
it's going to be
iRacing
an
races.
official iRacing session, but it's not the one that we're in.
Yep.
The one that we're in is on Wednesday night, the 29th.
Yes.
29th. But you will be able to donate to the Dale Jr. Foundation. You can get caution flags. You can get black flags. You can do all sorts of stuff. It's where there's no cautions. The cautions are off during the race, except for purchased ones.
Nice.
So there's going to be no cautions unless somebody buys one. So if we're going to go a lap down, we need you guys to buy a caution.
Yeah, and we're going to go a lap down because Ricky has already sworn to buy us a black flag.
Oh, shit, he did. You're right.
That's right.
That's all right, though, because you know what? A black flag might mean TV time.
That's what I was thinking.
Black flag means broadcast time.
That was my
Yeah.
immediate response to Ricky. Was like, if you black flag us, we better get on the stream, or else it's not worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brad's instant reply with buy this one, and it was a link to our flag purchase.
Our website, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm excited for that. I wanted to get that in there because that
Yes.
has happened since the last episode.
Yep.
Good call.
Also,
We will obviously talk about it more. Will we? Will we have an episode before then? I think we have one. I think that'll be the post Clash episode.
yeah, because it's
Will be
ju-
that
it's-
week.
We'll talk about it
It's
after.
It's 9 days away, so we'll be after it.
Okay, you're right.
Yep.
Yep, you're right.
But we also shout out our other sponsor, Apex Coffee Roasters.
Oh, yep.
They could not wait to jump on our car.
That was cool. I love how much they love Brad.
Had nothing to do with Brad. They wanted to be on our car.
Yeah.
They were dying. They were like, we're on that school bus. Wherever that bus is going, we're with them.
It's a
Yeah.
short bus, but it's
Yeah.
a bus.
Yeah,
Bus
but you can
nonetheless.
stand on the roof and watch the race if you want.
Facts.
Sure can. All right. NASCAR drops a whole stack of changes
Drop 'em.
to the rules.
Bomb.
Yeah. So we'll go through them and we will dissect them, if you will. We'll start with the playoff waiver. Changes to the playoff waiver system. For if you receive a waiver for a non-medical emergency,
Or family emergencies are considered
yes,
like, oh, my wife's in labor, my dad died,
yeah,
whatever.
family emergency, medical emergency, you got COVID, you can't show up, that whatever,
Medical
something like that.
involved in NASCAR. This is not like medical. I broke my leg snowboarding.
Right.
Yeah.
But you come down with some
Yeah.
ailment that's not your
Or
fault,
you get a
that type of
concussion
stuff.
or whatever. in
Those
the
are
car.
fine. But for a non-medical emergency, you get yourself suspended because you right hooked somebody.
break
You
your
decided
legs.
to not show up.
Break
Your
leg
car's
snowboarding.
illegal. You get disqualified.
Break your
Yes.
leg snowboarding. You wreck a sprint car and break your back. Like all these things that have happened recently.
Two-handed
yes.
motorsports.
You decide to stay at the Indy 500 and not the Coke 600,
Yes.
which I think this is the Kyle Larson spite rule.
Yes.
That's all that this is.
You will now lose all of your current playoff points,
All of them.
all of your future regular season acquired playoff points,
You will not be earning any more,
and you will start the playoffs at 0.
even if you win the regular season championship.
You get nothing. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I have no issues with this
Because we've complained about the playoff waiver thing multiple times on this show.
because
I
it
wanna say.
was a useless exercise because they gave you a waiver no matter what. Have they ever denied one?
No.
I thought for a quick second they were going to deny Larson, and then cooler heads prevailed. 'Cause I think
I
I think they were pissed.
The craziest thing we had was Austin Dillon last year.
Yeah,
was
that too.
pretty much denying a playoff waiver.
No,
No,
it was,
he- no,
it
he-
was no
There was
waiver
no waiver
request.
involved
It
there.
was a
That was just
revoking.
Right. They revoked his playoff.
yeah. That wasn't a
eligibility.
waiver though. I'm talking waiver alone. I think the closest we've come to somebody not getting a waiver was Larson this year
Right.
because NASCAR was bullshit after
Yeah.
the Indy 500 Coke 600 thing.
Yeah.
But they've never denied one, no matter what. Right hooking a guy in the fence, punching somebody's mom. Like they've never denied. Again, bring it up again. Breaking your leg snowboarding, getting in a sprint car accident, breaking. They've never denied a waiver, so it became a useless exercise.
Right.
And this makes it not useless anymore.
It makes
because
it
it's
hurt.
a big fucking deal.
They're still going to give everybody a waiver more than likely, but this now makes it hurt.
It never getting a waiver in the past never did anything. It never. There was no penalty. There was no. The only penalty was like, oh, you got suspended. You missed a race. You missed out on those points.
Yeah, you
But-
lost a couple points.
Yeah, exactly. And so this makes it a much bigger deal to need to get one in the first place.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm fine with it. I
Yeah.
thought this was.
I agree
think-
with this one.
I am completely okay with it. I think it would have been cleaner just to like erase their playoff eligibility. But
no,
it is what it is.
Because they're still this. If this rule was in effect last year, they would have been able to send a message to Larson, but also not keep one of their most popular and famous drivers and best drivers out of the playoffs.
Right.
This would have been. They would have had their cake and eaten it too. You're still going to have him in the playoffs, but you can send a fucking message.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean?
I think it's great.
I think you remove you remove the playoff eligibility thing. That's why NASCAR would never not give a waiver because you're not going to not have Chase Elliott in the playoffs. Granted, he didn't make it that year anyway. But if it's NASCAR's fault, fucking hell's going to freeze. Or you know what I mean? There's pitchforks at Charlotte.
Right. Right.
You're not going to not have your Larsons, your Chases, your any of these guys. You have Bell now that he's dirt racing again. He goes out and get injured. You know what I mean? So this makes it so they
Don't
can
put that on the future Clash winner.
This makes it so they can make it hurt.
Yeah.
While also not hurting themselves by keeping those guys out of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So next one. Dan,
Which one?
the DVP.
Oh, thank Jesus. It's gone. It's dead. Ding dong. The witch is dead.
You've been waiting for
I
this
have
for
hated-
years.
I have hated the DVP clock since the day it came out because one of my favorite things when I was a kid was that picture of Mark Martin with the duct tape 6 on the side of the car. When I was a kid and you'd be at Martinsville and you'd see that guy out there running around 50 laps down with no nose on the car looking like a whole ass modified. That was so cool.
Bro, I used to.
They're not bringing
replicate
back
those
the
with
crash
models.
carts, but
But I guarantee you it happens.
so a driver can be towed back to the garage. But if the car cannot drive itself back to pit road, it will be towed back to the garage immediately. There will be a 7-minute clock still on pit road if they can
Yep.
drive it to pit road. If
Yep.
they surpass that 7-minute clock, they are now required to go behind the wall, go to the garage. They may continue working on their car as long as they choose.
I don't understand why they gave that clock. Just get rid of it. Like, there's no penalty for being out there for 7 minutes.
I think
Why?
it's the safety aspect.
I
of
guess.
it.
Yeah, that's probably right.
I think it should just be like I said before, honestly, like almost like a repair box behind the wall. That way they can just go there and fix the car and they're out of harm's way.
like
Right.
in dirt racing where they
Yeah.
have the work area.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you can make it back to pit road, you have 7 minutes. If you don't fix it in 7 minutes, you got to go to your garage. You can still work on it. Get the car back out there to try to get some points, which is a big deal in some of these races where we see high attrition. You're 50 laps down. You go out. You can make up 4 or 5 spots if there's some other wrecks. It's just like
well,
the
yeah,
old days.
we've seen
100%.
it
Just like the
for
old
the
days.
past 5 years. The cutoff line for the playoffs is usually a matter of less than 5 points.
Absolutely.
So Bubba Wallace goes out there, crashes on lap 15 at Atlanta, can go behind the wall, loses 40 laps fixing it, but Daniel Suarez, the guy who he's going to be racing for the cutoff line, wrecks with 60 to go and is out of the race. Guess what? Bubba Wallace can now pass him.
And get exactly. Yep.
So I'm super happy about this. I've said this multiple times. We've all agreed on it. Is these cars aren't the old cars.
Yep.
These cars are Legos. Lego, technically. You can replace every part on these cars.
Yep.
And you're not going to, for the most part, I mean, obviously, Larson and Priest a couple years ago, that car wasn't getting back on track.
If the front clip is destroyed, like, they have the front and the rear bolt-on clips. If those are destroyed, you're not fixing it. But
Yeah.
now, we saw it multiple times last year where a car would get in the fence or whatever, and they'd come in thinking it might be it's been a couple weeks. I don't remember what the hell it's called.
Toe link?
Toe link. Thank you. It's a toe link. Oh, the upper's broken. Well, we can't change that in 7 minutes, so we're done. Now, you can go change that upper
In 10 minutes.
in 10, 15 minutes and then get back out there 30 laps down, still be just as fast as they were, and hope that there's some attrition.
Yeah.
If not, they're going to be faster than they were if they were to rush to fix it on pit road.
100%.
Because
Yeah.
now they can quickly align it in the garage.
Yep.
And now the thing's not going to be 20 miles an hour off the pace because the freaking rear is all pointed all over
Yep.
wonky.
Yep.
So I am okay with every part of this.
I was so happy when I saw
I'm
this
okay
because
with them requiring them to be off pit road after a certain
Yeah,
time because
yeah.
we've seen these guys crawling underneath these things. Now you put them there and, it was 3 minutes ago. Now there's live pit stops again.
now you
I
mentioned
saw
the
a few
safety
people.
aspect, you're right.
I saw a few people bring up the argument. Oh, we're gonna have cars like we did back in the day with parts flying off it, and I disagree because I think now that they have time, yeah, they're certainly going to rush and try to get it done as fast as they possibly can, but they're going to do it as best they possibly can because they have unlimited time. Take that extra 20 seconds to make sure that bear bond is actually stuck correctly and it's not going to come flying
I
off,
also-
and you got to park it on the start-finish line.
I also think that NASCAR is going to be a little there. I don't think it's going to be a free for all because Flores talks about it. He always jokes that he thinks his team was the reason why the DVP clock happened because he tells the story of them like welding something on the back of the car like inches from a full fuel cell.
Yeah.
And he's like, NASCAR didn't like that too much. Like,
Right.
I don't
Right,
think.
but his team is also the reason why they had to rethink the DVP
Yes.
because of Blaney last year at Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
Same with the 4-car at Michigan?
Kansas.
Kansas?
Kansas.
Or Michigan. One
One
of
of
those
the
two. It was the Eero car, I believe. 2 cars that should not have been knocked out of the race were knocked out of the race without any argument, and they caused stir.
Well, I think Blaney might have been out of that race, but they wanted the chance to look at it. They didn't
Right.
even give him a chance to look at it and say, okay, yeah, the upper's broken, we're fucked.
Yeah.
Like they were
Blaney,
just
I
like,
think it was like a steering shaft issue. I think they could have fixed that.
yeah, maybe.
But it's super good for NASCAR to do this.
I'm so happy because that sucked last year. Those 3 events, the Blaney at Watkins Glen, the Berry with the flat tires sitting in the campground, and then the opposite of that, the farce that was at Talladega where no one wanted to get out of their cars because you know what I mean? Like that was a joke. How long was that caution? That was a 20-minute caution while we got rid of the the CarMax lot in turn 4.
Yeah, but that was also a mess with it being a caution, not red flag, when it should have been
Yeah.
red flag. But they were stopping the cars under yellow, so the cars that got towed back first could get repairs. That was
And then they were towing cars back to pit
Yeah.
road, which they wouldn't do before. Like now we have a clear cut, like we've always talked about. We no longer have a judgment call.
Right.
It's now
If you can't drive it, you're going to the garage.
Yep.
Do whatever you want.
do whatever you want. If you can drive it, you got 7 minutes. After that, go to the garage. Do whatever you want.
Right.
I love it. I love it.
I think it's great.
It makes the line perfectly clear.
Exactly. Moving on, competition officials adjusted the wording from the 100% rule, quote
I
unquote,
forgot about this.
of performance obligations, changing to focus on competitors who artificially alter the finish positions to competitors who manipulate the event.
the Bubba Wallace
So-
rule.
The Austin Dillon rule.
It's just a manipulation rule now.
Yeah.
It is an
it's-
open manipulation rule. It basically takes that 100% rule, makes it a huge umbrella statement, and they can enforce that however they
Yeah.
fucking feel
So
like
remember
it.
how I just said something about the line being perfectly clear?
This one's great as fuck.
This one is 50 shades of gray.
This is, we can beat you up however we see fit if you are doing whatever you think you are doing to manipulate
Yep.
anything.
Yep.
Which I'm fine with. This is, i.e., Martinsville.
Oh, it's 100%. It's Martinsville, 100%.
It's manipulation. And in conjunction with this,
Is this? Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
OEMs can now be penalized.
That's big.
This is also kind of in conjunction with the whole Martinsville manipulation stuff. So now teams can be penalized, the drivers can be penalized, and now the manufacturers can be penalized. A lot of people were screaming, why didn't Chevy, why didn't Ford, whatever, get penalized for what happened at Martinsville? Because there's nothing in the rule book that says they could do that.
They're trying to stifle this whole team order, manufacturer orders shit that we've been dealing with for the last couple years, which I feel like for a long time we only really saw it at the super speedways, and then it reared its ugly head at
Right.
Martinsville.
That's the problem with a lot of this stuff NASCAR does. Is some stuff that is rewarded or applauded at certain kind of racing is frowned upon at others. So at Talladega, Daytona, Atlanta, was it the 1 and the 24? Were they the roadblock?
Yes.
Mhm.
What the 1 and the 24 did is freaking applauded, genius freaking racecraft.
1 and 3 for the 24.
Yeah, so it's like it's absolutely marvelous when they can do that at a plate race. They can control the lanes that well. Wow, they're doing such a good job. That's great driving. Everyone loves it at Talladega and Daytona. But you bring it to Martinsville and all of a sudden it's a problem. So I understand why NASCAR can't be so cut and dry with this type of rule.
Right.
Because every time somebody bumps somebody at Talladega or lifts off the gas before hitting them, somebody's going to cry race manipulation.
Yeah, 100%.
So I agree that it needs to be addressed for Martinsville's sake, but I also appreciate them not making it a drastic rule.
HendrickCars.com.
Yeah. Apparently, Kevin is running a super late model race at the track he owns, Kern County, in a 29 HendrickCars.com super late model.
I'm so confused.
Guess what? It has the same paint scheme.
I'm not buying the shirt.
It's a loose shirt, which is cool.
Yeah, it
It's
is
a little
cool,
creative
but
shirt.
I'm not buying a HendrickCars.com scheme.
It looks so weird with the 29 on it.
I think it looks awesome with the 29 on it. Just wish the sponsor wasn't the exact same sponsor we see on everything else.
It's like
terrible.
it's just He's Dead Jim 29.
Yeah.
He good down there? We dreaming again?
No, I heard a door. So,
Probably.
Yeah.
The next door.
It's ghosts.
anyway,
Place could be haunted.
all right. The OEM penalties we talked about. The penalties can include and are not limited to manufacturer points, wind tunnel hours, and fluid dynamic runs, whatever that is.
No idea.
Just racing in the rain.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Last but not least, the one to touch on is the OEP, the Open Exemption Provisional.
This one-
effectively a promoter's choice.
This one lit some fires.
Now,
So-
is this a new rule or is this just a rule somebody just uncovered?
No,
This
this
is
is
new.
new. This is
New?
brand new.
Okay.
Yep.
No one uncovered it. It wasn't like a scratch off.
Some guys combing through the
Yeah.
old
So-
rule book.
Right,
and
which
it's
is
like,
what
what's this?
when it was first announced, that's almost what it felt like. Was like, oh, we found the fine print and we can just lock in anybody we want.
No. So effectively what this means is a team can apply for a open exemption provisional, an OEP, to get I forget what the wording is, but a well-established race car driver,
Basically, I think they said
world class.
I think
Was
they
it
said
Yeah,
world
that's-
class.
that-
phrasing they used.
world-class driver, whatever.
World class non NASCAR driver. So that excludes Martin Truex, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Jr.,
Right.
Kevin Harvick.
They can use that to add one slot to the field. So the field will become 41. So obviously the teams knew about this when they signed the new charter agreement because it was a part of that. So Helio Castroneves does have the OEP for the Daytona 500, which throws a wrench in the entire thing because if he qualifies in on speed or time or races his way in, there will be a field of 40. If he does not, there will be a field of 41. So
Yes.
he's in no matter what. It's just a matter of if 3 people are in with him
Or
or 4
4.
people are in with him. So this is weird. One thing that bothers me about this, they get no points, which is fine. You're only running a
one-off,
race. It's
yeah.
no big deal. You're getting no points. You get no money,
no prize money, 0.
and you must do it 3 months in advance.
Yeah, you have to do it 90 days. You have to apply for it 90 days in advance.
That's a lot.
So if he wins the race, he doesn't get any money.
0.
Nothing.
The team gets nothing. He gets nothing.
What if they don't use it?
But that's if they use it. If he qualifies in on speed and there's only 40 cars,
Doesn't matter.
that it doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
only if he has to use that provisional.
See, I didn't see
Why
that part.
go then? If you're
Yeah.
racing for nothing, why go?
Yeah,
Sponsor money.
I guess.
Yeah, I suppose,
Yeah.
but like, why?
No, I
you
agree
you
with
could
you.
take
I
home a
agree.
trophy. Like, I can understand the no points. I can understand the have to apply in advance. The 0 money thing
It's weird.
is weird.
It is weird.
You get no prize money, nothing.
I guess.
I understand like open team money is less than charter team money, which is perfectly fine. Shouldn't it be like you get something?
I guess.
So if he goes out and pops off a win at the Daytona 500 with $1.5 million purse for the driver, he gets fucking nothing. What does that go to the NASCAR Foundation?
That just goes to second place.
I would no. They did that. I think if you read it, I think I remember they said this on the teardown that if that were to happen, it gets adjusted and like second place would get winners money
Right.
and points. It gets basically
They wouldn't get playoff points, but they get the full stage
Yes,
point effectively.
yes.
Yeah.
I think what that is with the no money and I mean the no points is a given, but that's probably so like they don't show up with Helio to Daytona and just go, well, we're in, we're not trying.
Yeah, that
feel
I
like-
understand.
I feel like NASCAR doesn't want to have to use it. They want them to get in on speed. They want them to qualify or race their way in.
yeah,
So that's probably we'll give you this,
this is going to change.
but don't come here and sandbag because you have a spot because we don't want there to be 41 cars kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah, I get that.
That's
but
probably what it is.
I like what they're doing with this. I don't think this is the right way to do it yet, but I'm okay with it. V1, if you will. I'm certain this will be rewritten within the next
I
year
mean,
or
it's
two.
such a one-off thing. Like we're not.
It's
gonna-
so
we're not-
bizarre,
we're not
yeah.
going to see this every week, so it's not going to
It's
be like.
literally for Daytona because even if, again, let's say you get Kimi Räikkönen to come back and do Watkins Glen in the Project 91 car,
There's not 40 cars.
there's not gonna be go or go homers.
Yeah.
This is Daytona 500 is now the only race where there is go or go homers.
You might see it at the Brickyard.
Maybe the Brickyard, but even then it's rare. Like it used to be normal. The Brickyard, remember when the first year like 80 fucking cars showed up or some shit
Yeah.
like that? But like, you can say without fail that there will be people going home at the Daytona 500. The other 35 races? No, there won't.
No.
This is literally not even going to come into effect out after Daytona. We are never
Yeah.
going to hear about this rule again
Yeah, it's a good point. I
Until-
guess I
unt-
shouldn't even pay attention to
until next year.
Yeah.
We'll hear about it again next year when, I don't know, Connor Daly
Lando
or
Norris.
Lando Norris or fucking somebody from another series. But again, I don't love the wording.
it. Wonder
of-
if Connor Daly would qualify.
That's
after
what I mean.
how
I
many
don't
races
I
he's
don't
done.
think he would.
No, so that's what I'm saying. How do they qualify who deserves this?
Would
Like,
Jordan Taylor qualify?
would Travis Pastrana qualify?
Pastrana definitely would qualify for this.
Or would they consider him a NASCAR driver?
Oh, with his Red Bull time.
Would they consider him a NASCAR driver?
Probably.
Jordan Taylor, would he qualify
No,
for this?
he would qualify for
Probably.
it. He's only done a couple one-offs for
But I'm
Colleague
saying,
and
but is he
Xfinity.
considered world class? I mean, yes, he's got Rolex.
Of course he is.
To us, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a three.
He was
potentially
the
4-time Rolex
Sure.
winner.
No, I know.
He's good enough.
that
but
was my all right. Total aside. Did you guys see his post the dinner
Yeah, I
flex?
sent it to us.
Yeah,
I sent it to Discord.
that is the greatest flex I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, 3 Rolexes.
It's got his smoking hot wife over there, girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And he's dinner before Daytona, whatever.
commented on
wearing
it.
3 Rolexes.
Yeah,
I was like, excuse me, sir, do you have the Times?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think
Nice.
Those
That's
those aren't
good.
super high end though, are they? I thought I read somewhere
No, I
that they
think they're
like.
still like-
75
Oh,
grand.
I thought I saw they
Were they
retail
that
for
high?
like 10 grand.
No, the Rolex.
Like the day, it's the Daytona, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
it's they're big money.
Okay, I thought I read somewhere that they were like a $10,000 watch, which is still a lot of money, but
No, they're more expensive than that. Mine's 18. That's worth a lot more than mine.
okay. Yeah, John
You have an
Borst.
$1,800 watch?
No, $18.
$18.
Jesus Christ.
John Borst. I love Jordan Taylor, but he's not even the fastest Taylor.
Yeah, it doesn't mean he's not a world-class
Yeah,
actor driver.
his
though.
brother too. His brother. We get brother on brother in Rolex
Does
this
his
year.
brother race for Penske?
Acura, or at least he did. John, help me. I know he did race for Acura. I don't know if he still does.
Yeah.
Help.
I thought they were both back home.
John, help. I need you.
I thought they were both back home.
It's the scheme on that Cadillac, by the way.
Oh yeah, fire.
It's just because it's the Cadillac, though. Like, it's not like the scheme's world-class. It's just the fact that it's on that art board of a car. That's like a lot of these cars, like F1 cars and stuff like that. Like, you could do the simplest scheme, and because the car is sick as fuck,
Yeah.
the scheme's going to be sick as fuck.
Oh, there we go, John. Ricky and Jordan both race for WTR,
yeah.
but different cars. So they will be racing against each
Oh,
other.
that'll be cool if they do the same stints.
Yeah, that'd be sick. Brother against brother because they both race for Wayne Taylor. They both
Yep.
race for Dad. I didn't know that. I wasn't sure. Thank you, John. You're very helpful in times like this when we talk about racing that we don't know about.
Mm-hmm. And that pretty much does it for the rule changes. I think we got everything right.
I think we hit everything. on that.
OEP,
Yeah.
OEM penalties, 100% rule,
Yeah, because we talked about the
DVP.
practices a couple
DVP,
weeks ago.
playoff waiver. We already talked about the qualifying changes.
Yeah.
That's it. And yeah, I guess this will tie in pretty well to. Actually, quickly, thoughts and prayers with the Truex family.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Just announced that the passing of Martin Truex Sr. Sad
Great.
for the Truex family. Our thoughts and prayers with them for sure.
Crazy for me because, like I said, I remember watching him because I've said it on here many times. Me and my dad used to go up to Loudon on Friday and Saturday, and that was always the Busch North races.
Yeah.
And when Martin, like, that's how I knew who Martin Truex Jr. was when he came up through like Chance 2 and all that, because I remembered watching him and his dad race at Loudon Busch North races. So yeah, he was always a mainstay at those races, at the Busch North races, the
Yep.
Truex family. So yeah, that was tough. How old? He was relatively young, wasn't he?
He's like in his low 60s.
Yeah, he was like my dad's age.
Which is-
I'd probably go low 70s.
No, I thought I saw he was
No,
66.
he was much younger than I expected. Like,
Was he 14 when he had Martin?
yeah, that's exactly why.
Oh, Jesus.
So Junior is 44.
Truex Jr.
Yeah.
I thought I saw 66.
Senior was 66.
Yeah.
Okay, so he had him when he was 22.
Which
Yeah, you gotta think-
mortality is a thing, and like
but dude,
my
dude ran-
family, my father's 70.
yeah, dude
Yeah.
ran a hard life though. I mean,
yeah.
fishing for all those years, racing, raised 2 boys. That can't be easy.
Nope.
So, I mean, shout out to Martin Truex Sr. I mean, he was
Yep.
awesome.
That's impressive.
According to
It
John
is-
Borst, the Taylors will probably not race the same stints often. Ricky is a starter. Jordan is an anchor. So,
That
'Cause he's
fits
holding it down.
We were just talking about boats.
Boats and hoes.
yeah, both
But
of
yeah,
those.
So-
sad about Senior.
Yeah.
Truex is running the 56. That was his dad's number.
Yes.
And his at Michael Waltrip,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, that's why he raced it at Michael Waltrip.
Yeah.
Yep.
His dad always raced the 56 Clams car at New Hampshire.
The Clams car. I remember the Clams car.
Yep.
I actually, somebody, when they announced that he passed, I forget which account it was, posted the video. It was like the TV broadcast of him Senior winning his first Busch North race at Loudon. I was probably there. God, that place has changed.
Yeah.
I forget what year it was. I think it was like 95, maybe. I don't remember. They had like DW in the booth, which was weird. Like
Yeah.
it was like Darrell Waltrip, I think Mike Joy, and somebody else in the booth at Loudon. and like the swamp was still in the infield, like where the camper lot, where the DO lot is now.
Yeah.
And like, it's funny because back then they only had that little section of grandstands in turn 4, and then we watched it grow and then disappear again.
Just
And gone.
completely gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just weird to see Loudon that old.
Before we get into questions, I think we should just quick run down the open cars since we've been talking about the OEP. So we have Allgaier in the 40.
Probably in because he'll probably sit on the pole because Hendrick Power and Daytona 500 curse.
We
He's got Greg Ives. Who
He's got Greg Ives.
All right.
Bowman didn't miss a front row with Greg Ives.
I would not be shocked if that 40 car sits on the front row.
Yeah.
Let's just do this. Make our lives easier.
Okay.
I
I like that.
Yeah. So we got open cars. We got Allgaier in the 40 from Junior Motorsports. JJ Yaley for NY Racing in the 44. We got Truex in the 56 for Tricon, effectively a JGR car. Alfredo in the 62 for Beard. We got the 66 maybe now,
We don't know,
potentially, question mark, from Garage 66. BJ McLeod in Live Fast in the 78.
Live fast.
We got Jimmy Johnson in the 84 for Legacy and Helio Castroneves in the 91 for Trackhouse. So the question is, of the, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At most, there is 5.
At most, 3 go home.
At minimum, 3 go home.
Or minimum, sorry.
Maximum 4 go home.
Yep.
So
I thought there were more open cars, to be honest.
there's supposedly more coming.
Like we
Well,
could
the,
see
the 15. Colleague hasn't announced the third car, if they're going to do that or not.
I don't know.
15. We got maybe Colleague. Maybe RCR with the 33.
Yeah, I thought
I feel
that
like
was
this is all
announced already.
shit.
So let's just go with the ones that are actually confirmed. Let's just take Castroneves out of this because there's kind of, well, we'll just highlight it because he's in and whatever. So of these cars,
Okay.
who
Bob,
do you think? What?
I'm going through Bob's tweets 2 days ago. He said he does not. Oh no, it says do expect them to attempt to make the 500. Sorry, read that wrong.
Who?
The 66. They just haven't announced
Yeah.
it yet.
Okay. Just haven't announced anything.
He put a thing up the other day that was all the open cars, so I'm trying to find that to see if we missed any.
Go into his media because he posted a screenshot.
Did he?
Yeah.
10-4.
So what are your thoughts on this list here? I think
the 40 and the 56 probably get in on speed.
Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna start writing shit.
I would even put the 91 on that too. Maybe.
Okay.
I think those 3 make it no matter what. I think Alfredo has a good chance of making it.
That beard car is usually pretty strong.
That's where I'm
that's
thinking.
An RCR car.
I think BJ makes it.
See, I don't think BJ makes it.
BJ.
You think they race their? These would have to, I guess, race their way.
Because
in?
what do they have? How many lock in on speed?
Yeah, I'd go
Two lock in on speed.
Okay. Okay.
JGR. I think has been quick in qualifying lately at Daytona.
No, they haven't.
No, they
No?
haven't. They've been
All right.
trash.
Not at all.
Then take Truex out on speed. He definitely races his way in. There's no.
I
way he
think
doesn't.
Allgaier literally
There's
has a
there's-
shot at the pole.
I think
because of-
Toyota is
yeah.
going to do everything they can to get Truex in.
So I kind of agree with where this is written out, or if you're not watching on YouTube, you can't see this, but what we are kind of thinking here is Allgaier in the 40 in on speed, Castroneves in the Trackhouse 91 on speed, and then Alfredo and Truex Jr. racing their ways in. Is that kind of how you're feeling?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have zero confidence in the 84. Zero.
No, I don't think. Jimmy
Zero.
almost lost to JJ Yaley last year.
Exactly.
I have more confidence.
I just don't think JJ has the drive to force his way in. If a
I don't think he has the horse to do it on.
if the middle lane opens up, I don't think he's got the, and especially if he's in the same race as Truex.
There's no X in especially.
Yeah, there is when I say it. If he's in the
actual
same race
question.
as Truex, I think Toyota's going to be more likely to help him than Jimmy.
True, but adverse to what you just said, JJ missing out by a last lap pass last year might piss him off enough to send it this year. Like, I don't want to go down that way again this year.
Also,
Devil's
you gotta think
advocate.
there's going to be a little bit of motivation there to make sure that the Coke 600
Is the 700 start. Yeah. Okay, so you actually have it perfectly because he said 4 days ago, now with Johnson announced, looks like 9, maybe more open cars for the 500. The 40, the 44, the 56, the 62, the 78, the 84, the 91. Expected 15 and 66.
Yeah.
So you've pretty much got that nailed. Obviously, we have the question mark on the Colleague and the 33, but I feel like the 33 and the Colleague would have announced it already.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think the 15 is going to be Corey.
I think the 33 the RCR needs to focus on making themselves not suck.
Yeah,
Right, well, you got
100%.
to think if the 62's there, that's probably the same setup as the 33. So
Yeah.
maybe they're not running them both at the same time.
Yeah.
If they're reusing that same pit crew and stuff like that to
True.
field the 62 car.
Yeah.
If Corey's
my
in the
heart-
15,
Sorry, go ahead.
I give Corey a good chance of making it. He's a damn good plate racer, I think, and he's obviously the most, other than Truex, the most prepared for
Yeah.
this race. So
Yeah.
if Corey does start in the 15, I think he makes it in. Fords are stupid fast at Daytona. in
Yeah.
the plate races right now.
Especially qualifying, too.
That's going to be a pretty much RFK prepared car. If so,
Yep.
so I would be pretty confident Corey would make it in.
If the 15 is announced and it's Corey, who are you taking out in his place on this list?
Alfredo.
Yeah?
Or that just marks the 91 to the 41st spot.
Also true. We could play that game, too.
I don't fully
But if the
remem-
91 is in on speed
I don't
before the
fully
races, it
remember
doesn't
how
matter.
fast Trackhouse is at qualifying.
Fair. That's a fair point.
I don't know
But
if they're as good as HMS.
But he also could.
They're-
race-
I mean, not at Daytona, they're not.
The
He could-
40 car, like I said, if that is truly prepared by Greg Ives, expect Bowman speed out of that.
that
thing.
car's going to be. And you know
He's
what?
going to,
Yeah.
regardless of
he's going to be a front row contender.
regardless of
Yeah.
Greg Ives, regardless of Hendrick, it doesn't matter. It's the freaking Daytona 500 NASCAR curse. Austin Dillon coming back in the 3 wins the pole. Danica, first women, wins the pole. It's always that story. And what is the big story this year? Junior Motorsports is in the Cup. It's that stupid. It's going to happen. That car
Yeah.
is going to be fucking turned up to 11. They're going to either be on the pole or they're going to lock in on the front row. I would put money on that right now.
Yeah.
Easily.
Ooh.
I just look at it, just
Is there a
Greg
bet for
Ives.
that?
Just Greg
That's the first thing that just came to my mind when you said that. I was like,
gonna go
Greg
check that.
Ives,
There is-
Greg Ives alone.
there's qualifying
Bowman
bets.
did not miss a front row with Greg Ives.
No.
He didn't miss a front row until they switched to Blake this year.
Right.
So that alone, I think, propels the 40 to qualifying easily.
yeah, 100%.
Uh,
I have zero question
I
the
don't know
40 is
about
going to be up.
Castroneves. I have no idea if he's going to qualify good or not.
Yeah.
I don't know how good the Trackhouse cars
I don't
are.
remember my password.
He
for
has
tracking.
zero experience.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very possible that he doesn't qualify great. If so, I think the 15 would outqualify him.
Yeah, I like this. Both my heart and my mind enjoy this list a lot because I want to see Castroneves do well.
Yeah.
Like, I would love to see him qualify in on speed or race his way in and not have to use the gimme card. I want Pasta in there because, one, I like Fast Pasta. I think he's a good dude. I love the Beard family for every reason everyone should. Truex, just because he's smart Truex, whatever. And obviously, Allgaier's an awesome dude. Everybody loves Redneck Jesus. Who doesn't love Chris Stapleton? His whiskey is fantastic.
I would
The
love
car is hot.
I would love to see BJ get in. I'll be bummed if BJ goes home.
Yeah, I don't see him doing it.
I agree. There's too many hitters this year. That's the
Yeah.
problem.
I mean, last year, his brief moment of awesomeness at Talladega was just because everyone was running half throttle
But I don't care. I
and
still
no
love
one
it.
told him.
Yeah.
By the
but-
way, speaking of BJ, we were at the mall the other night, and you
Whoa,
know,
Got a BJ?
I wish
bathroom?
I never got his name. You know the store Zoomies.
Was he an Abercrombie model? If
Yes,
not,
he
it's
was.
a
and I think
downgrade
it
from
was
your
Kyle.
last one.
You know the store Zoomies.
Good store. I feel uncomfortable going in
I
now.
do
I
dog
feel like I'm too
store.
old now.
I do too. Walked by it the other day.
But it's like me and my friends invented the stuff
Yeah.
that you sell now.
Oh, Kyle, what I'm about to tell you is going to blow your mind.
Oh, no.
Walk by the window. Like last time I went to the mall, already walked by that place, and they re-released the Etnies, the friggin' with the sideways E that everybody had in high school growing up.
Oh,
Oh,
clown
yeah.
shoes?
The classic Costins?
No, not the Costins. What the hell are they called? They've re-released them. Like Steph had like 10 pairs of them when we started dating in high school.
Yeah, hers were probably black with the pink E, and then
Teal.
she had a white with the pink E.
Nope, black and teal. But I walked by Zoomies the other day. The ones up top there.
Yeah.
Those ones. That's the
classics.
The Calicut. See the black and pink ones
Yeah,
down there?
it's the bottom right. Yeah,
These ones.
Calicuts.
Yeah.
Everybody had those.
Oh yeah.
They've re-released them.
every girl had those. I had the
They never went away.
big ones. I
No,
think.
they did.
They did?
I saw a thing that was like, it's back.
Ah.
And Steph like wanted to
I
cry.
mean, that's a great shoe.
Steph wanted to cry. She was like, are you fucking kidding me? It's
Oh,
back.
my favorite ones were the Costins.
Oh, I know which ones you're talking about. The Costins were sick.
And then Costin went to America. These ones were the best shoe ever.
Dude, they're bringing back the chunky skate shoe. You know what's coming back? Osiris's.
Yeah.
The Chad
I
Muska
had
Osiris's.
Yeah.
one pair of those, and I think I wore them twice, and I was like, these suck.
The moon
I'm never
shoes.
wearing
They're
these
so
again.
comfortable.
Okay, so back to what I was saying.
I
So
had
I
a whole
walked
stack of
by Zoomies the other day on the BJ McLeod thing. What do you think I saw plastered all over the main giant window of the store?
Affliction or whatever that shit is.
NASCAR vintage.
Affliction's back.
Oh yeah, dude.
Zoomies is selling like all of the
BJ's
Affliction shit.
definitely not. He might not even show up. He's probably shopping.
He probably got a job at Zoomies to get a discount.
Hear
me out.
Shows up in his Rolls
Shows up in his
Royce
Rolls Royce.
to his job at
We
Zoomies.
open a store. We call it Zoomies, but Zoomies.
Yeah, it's for dogs. I heard.
and
you.
it's for goth dogs.
Oh Jesus.
Goth.
Goth dogs.
Where's your tagline?
Goth dogs drive me nuts.
Yeah, I can't believe you haven't made a bumper sticker or anything. It says
Or a
Goth Butts
shirt on
Driving
the
Nuts.
website.
Yeah, there's a million bumper stickers that say that.
Yeah, just making the
Or
shirt.
I break for goth butts and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah
saw-
but Goth Butts Drive Me
I
Nuts.
saw a bumper sticker the other day that said, "Don't hit me. I don't know how insurance works." And it was like pink and had stars all over
That's
it.
good.
I was like, that's actually
I
pretty
like that.
funny.
Been there.
That's solid.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'll be bummed if BJ doesn't make it, but I think there's way too many hitters this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. For sure. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for the list. What do you got? Anything else you want to add, or want to answer some questiones?
Couple things. Kyle Larson won the goddamn Chili Bowl again.
Yeah,
I watched
You
absolutely
say that, but it's only his third win.
true.
3 out of 7.
Yeah.
That's
He's doing
pretty
good.
strong.
I watched absolutely none of it. Our Discord was popping all week with people watching everything from the ZJ main to the you can't
See,
afford
it's
it
funny.
main.
The
to
Discord was popping all week, but like Saturday when all the races were going, no one was chatting.
Yeah. I loved the fact that Flo had problems, so the A main was on YouTube. That's
Yeah.
the only reason I
Yep.
watched it.
Oh yeah, I should check my emails to see if they emailed me back because I requested a full refund.
And I forgot I was watching a football game and I was like, "Oh yeah, the A main's on." I flipped it over. There was fucking 4 laps to go. I was like, "Okay, but whatever." Larson he bunny hopped over a car, he 50-50 ground the wall and still won. So, make it make
That
sense.
was wild.
Make it make sense.
When he went over the nose, oh my god.
He's ridiculous. And I wanted to bring up again on a personal note, we are once again podium finishers in the Rolex 24.
Who done did it?
Your boys.
Donald D. Junkle
We
Runkle Jr.?
were on a car this weekend for iRacing's Rolex 24 weekend. What
Hell
they say
yeah.
like 200,000 fucking people
Oh,
were
there's
in it.
so many.
200,000 individual people signed up for it. It was something. Let me bring up the stats because it's ridiculous when you actually look at how
The
many.
guys stopped asking me if I wanted to play in it.
Yeah, so the team we were on the car was it was Don Runkle, Tyler Dulger, Travis McQuestion, and Guy L. Brooks.
Yep.
They literally ran second the entire race. They were just they were ebbing and flowing with the guys in front of them, but they ended up going like 2 laps down.
Mm-hmm.
They got it. Travis was hauling ass. I kept checking
Travis
in on,
is super clean.
I kept checking in on Don's stream because it was just I love watching that. It's just like watching the real Rolex when it's the middle of the night and you go and check and like no one's talking because it's just the one guy that has to be awake is just there by himself. But then you
Yeah.
go during the day and you've got Gael and Don and everyone's just like yapping at him and shit. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and it's Don's Discord, so it's probably just a bunch of freaking his friends in there.
yeah. So what did they say? Yeah. 23,397 iRacers entered in various splits of the iRacing 24, making it the largest sim racing event in the world. They ran 2.9 million laps for a total of 89,444 hours of driving.
That's insane.
Because it works, because like there's different splits, different races. Like Don's race started at like 6 o'clock on Friday night.
Yeah.
The top split started, I think, mirrored similar to the real Rolex. That started like Saturday midday. and went till Sunday morning. But I don't even know how many splits there are of how many different races there are. I think Ricky said they tried a couple of them actually because they got screwed up in their first one. And
that's
then,
where I would be at, and that would, like, I've always been afraid to do those kinds of races. Like, Don and those guys, they'll do 12 hours at the Glen, Daytona 24, Sebring. They do a bunch of them, and a few of those guys, Don, Gael, and Travis, are really good. Tyler, he's a loose cannon, but
Don was not doing good.
He's entertainment.
Don was like miserable.
Was he? Damn, that
I
sucks.
felt bad. He kept making little mistakes and he was beating himself up so bad. I was in his stream in the chat like, Don. He was like, he got in second stint, so they were like 4 hours into the race, and he like made a couple minor mistakes, and he's like, I fucking locked up the tires. I can't fucking Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, Don, you got 20 hours left, dude. Just relax.
I'll tune into Don's stream every once in a while, and he's racing some like retro indie series at some like podunk road course in England, and I'm like, Don, why do you punish yourself like this?
Yeah, so John said Don was split 16 of 30 in the first session. So there's multiple splits and multiple sessions. It's fucking insane.
That's a lot.
And there was a lot of controversy with the top split. That's the one that like Max Verstappen was in. Apparently the Ferrari team, which is a factory-backed Ferrari esports team, they won. Apparently, with like a couple hours to go, this is the first time they've actually been able to implement rain into the 24 hours of Daytona. So like the top split had rain in it and shit, like real life. It was
No
actually really
shit.
cool. It never rained in Dawn's. Apparently, the leading Ferrari like hydroplaned and was going to hit the wall, and right before he hit the wall, he Alt F4'd, which quits the sim. So instead of hitting the wall and having 45 minutes of damage, they just spawned back in and
Had to wait for the toe.
had to wait for the toe and then left. And everyone was like, "What?" They disqualified him this morning.
Damn right, dude.
They disqualified the top Ferrari team. And they won the actual like broadcast.
Yeah, and guess what? They're going to lose their Blue Emu sponsorship because of that.
That was
It's a 4-year-old
Wow,
throwback
There was a
right
bunch
there.
that was a good throwback.
There was a bunch of controversy last year too with like the Williams eSport team. They did something fucking. But yeah, it's crazy to watch. I feel so bad for them when they run because they were running the GTP, the highest, the Cadillac, and it's like you are dodging GT cars for 24 straight hours.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy to watch. That's what Don was getting so frustrated about. He's like, every time I go in the corner, there's one there. I always catch him in the wrong spot. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've seen a couple clips of that. Obviously, Ricky, they got wrecked like first lap in one of their races.
I saw that. Yep.
In reset, and I've seen a couple other ones where like they're in a Porsche or a Ferrari or something like that, and GT cars will put them 3 wide and wreck themselves,
Yes.
get all pissy and shit like that. It's like no one has any patience in it.
Did you see the J.R. Houston mess? So
That might have been one of the ones I saw. I don't know
we
who
met
that is,
him
though.
at Coda, Kyle,
Mm-hmm.
the 2311 lead engineer, whatever he is. So
Yep.
he was on his split with Alanis's husband and a couple of their buddies. Early in the race, I guess he was faster than the leader. He went to pass him, and the guy tried to block him, and he ended up spinning off his nose. And I guess JR was like profusely apologizing over voice chat, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were going to go there, like, blah, 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 blah. And the next time they got, after the car went and fixed itself, the next time they got by him, they didn't even brake for the corner. They just wrecked them. So it ruined their race there. Fast forward, like, I think it was 7 hours.
Mm-hmm.
The car that got wrecked originally, then payback to them, had left the game. Like, they had all logged off. They're like, our race is over, whatever. J.R. Houston's team had gotten a bunch of their laps back that they were down, and they were in like third, I think, because they were running really fast. All of a sudden, that car shows back up, goes out, wrecks them again.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the shit you got to deal with. Like, it was
Wow.
an
That's
accident.
pretty much like stream snipers that you would have in like
Yeah,
shooter games, and it's in an iRacing race.
yeah.
So-
It's just like you have to deal with shit like that, you know?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So, but I thought that was really cool. So, yeah, they had us on their Cadillac, and they got a very well-deserved second. They were hauling ass all night. It was really cool to watch.
I think they won it a few years ago.
They did. I think John won it with us on the car too. John, I know you're in the stream. I'm pretty sure you won it with us on the car. I'm not sure though.
Kudos to you, gentlemen. Great run.
I just think it's cool. I'm with Norm. I would love to do one of those, but it's like, it's not just when you're driving. Like, you have to like carve out your spotting for guys. You're helping them being your crew chief. Like, you're sitting in your fucking sim rig for 15 of 24 hours.
Ricky just posted a video of him sleeping in his.
He was sleeping in his, yeah.
All right. Want to answer some questions? We got a couple.
Mazel. So bang
Sure.
them out in the YouTube chat if you guys are here.
Yeah, if you
Yep.
guys got questions in the old YouTubes.
We will start with Sam Valley 95. Any good food places down in Daytona that I got to try? Yes. Go to the North Turn restaurant.
How's the food? I didn't actually get to go in. It was
They're actually pretty good.
it was midnight when I went.
I mean,
there, so.
it's like your typical kind of bar food
Yeah.
stuff, but they got cool mixed drinks, and they have fuel cans that you can
Yeah.
get mixed drinks in, and they're like mini NASCAR fuel cans that are kind of badass, and they're souvenir ones. They're
yeah. When
pretty
I
cool.
when I went
But
there,
like burger, fries, that type of stuff.
Yeah, when
It's good stuff.
it was like 1 a.m. when I went there, so they were not open.
Yeah, yeah. That place is pretty badass. Highly recommend it.
Where else did we? Oh, Waffle House, right up the street from Daytona.
Yeah.
Waffle House, Wawa. What was the name of that burger place we went to? That was out of town a little bit. That was like all car themed.
Oh God, what was that? Remember we stopped there for lunch? It was in like a plaza. No, that was in between
It
Daytona.
was called
That
like it's called like Rusty's Garage or something like that.
that place was really good. Was you?
Why am I blanking?
I don't
You
think
were
he,
with
I
us.
don't
Was I
think he
with
was
you?
with us at that time. That was just me, you, and Steph. I think.
Where was he?
Not there yet?
Not there yet. We got there like 2 days before him.
Oh yeah, that might be it. You're right. That place was really cool. It was like picture like NASCAR Cafe or Race Rock, but not NASCAR themed, like just car stuff.
It was all
Oh,
hot
that's cool.
rod
It was
stuff.
all hot
Yeah, I
rods,
definitely wasn't
hot
there.
rods, motorcycles, muscle cars.
But
Fuck
dude,
yeah.
they had, I'd say minimum 50 to 60 different kinds of burgers.
It was
on
nuts.
The menu.
The menu was huge. Yeah, I forget what that was called, but that
Yeah.
I don't think that was in Daytona.
It's called
that
like
was
Sticky's Garage or something.
Stickies, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, Sicky's Garage.
Sickies.
Sicky's.
I'm almost positive that's what it was. I'm gonna look it up right now, but I
Yeah.
don't think that was in Daytona. I think that was
No.
actually closer to Orlando.
Yeah. But I think it was a chain. I think they.
I
had
agree. Yeah,
multiple.
there were. Yep, we were right. Sicky's Garage.
Sicky's Garage.
That place was really cool. Yeah, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews.
Oh, I just recommended
Oh wow, they're all over the place. They go in Vegas.
Desertland to my sister. They're going down to
Oh, yeah.
Disney in a couple months.
Hell
that
yeah.
place
She was
ruled.
she was looking for stuff to do around the area.
I'm gonna take my dad to that.
Yeah, and
Hey, oh, your dad would lose his
Her-
bananas. in
her boyfriend's a car guy, and my niece likes cars and that kind of stuff. So I was like, you guys got to go there.
that
it'll blow
place
your minds.
was such a hidden, like I didn't know it existed. So when you brought us there, I was like, "What is
Yeah,
this?"
Yeah.
Kyle pulled that out of his Rolodex real quick.
Literally, his Rolodex.
24.
All right. Sam Valley 95. What Ford drivers you want to see get in the 500? We just talked about that for a while. Any big vacations planned this upcoming year?
No,
Pocono.
No, nothing planned
the only
yet.
shit on our docket for me personally is Loudon and Pocono. I mean, obviously, we'll probably take the camper up north for our anniversary. We're not doing what we did last year. That was too much. So it's gonna be a lot of camper weekends and going to the lake,
What was too much?
vacations.
Oh,
me
you,
and Steph.
yeah,
Like
you guys
8
went
of them.
off.
Yeah, we went off. Yeah, we were literally talking about it today, and it was like we talked about it last year, but it was like, no, we can't.
We, the wife and I need to plan our honeymoon. Obviously, we've had a lot going on recently, so that hasn't been high on the priority list. But yeah, we want to plan something cool.
I think like I said, our plan this year is just probably like camper weekends, lake weekends. Obviously, Loudon and Pocono.
Sounds wonderful.
Obviously there could be other races like last year. If you at this point last year, we didn't know we were going to Coda. We didn't know we were going to Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like those things just kind of
You should
happen.
go to Charlotte again.
Facts.
Let's do like a 1-year anniversary of your bachelor party every year.
Okay.
Just a reunion every year.
Not mad at it.
Okay.
But we go down 2
I'll
days
go.
earlier.
But we have to stay with W and just annoy his wife.
I'm in. W, we're staying at your house.
Hey, W, remember that time you said I could use your spare room? I got 5 friends.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, dibs on W's bed. His wife can sleep on the couch.
next one's from Hamid.
Oh, God.
And it
Speaking of
says
that trip.
Speaking of that trip,
it says "Make America Great," but GRATE. So I don't know if he meant like a sewer grate or like a cheese grater.
listen, English is
Cheese grater for Dan.
a
Hey.
Dan
English
loves
is
his
tough.
cheese.
Love you, buddy. Nathan Danforth with a couple. It's about to snow in Florida.
Yes.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
So I wanted to bring that up. He's been talking about it on Discord that they're supposed to get snow. He had the best fucking post earlier. Oh, where is it? He had it. Yeah, here it is. He's like, normally for the Snowball Derby, other tracks will send down their safety vehicles to help out. Talladega, Darlington, etc. We need y'all to do the same thing, but with anything snow-related. Tire chains, plows, salts, sleds. I don't care what you do. I don't know what to do when it snows.
I would love to be down there just to spectate the
Dude,
roads.
I would
'Cause
set
I've
up,
seen Florida cars on
I would
not
drive
snow
around
roads.
for hours.
I would set up
Oh
a
my
fu-
God,
no,
it'd
I would
be-
set up a lawn chair on like a corner. And just
Sit there with a cooler full of beers.
It's
a
H2O,
scorecard.
but Tampa.
a fucking scorecard.
There's a whiteboard and just write random shit.
Yeah. Oh,
But you got to stand like conveniently behind a telephone pole, so if anything comes at you,
inside of the corner.
yeah,
Just so that any centrifugal force is going to bring them to the
I
outside.
feel like nowhere in Florida is safe.
that's
Speaking of-
pretty fair.
I saw that. I don't know if you saw that on 95 on the way down. The amount of people that found the median. You see all those fresh ass tire tracks going into the. There was a couple of them that you could see they just like slid and got out. There was one that went directly into the bushes. I was like, oh, that's a bad day.
L98 Jake, have you guys thought of doing one of those camp style mugs since you know track camping?
What does he mean, like a Yeti mug, like engraved?
Like a shaker style thing. What are those called?
Oh, the other one says, but seriously, rugs? Question mark.
He was the one that thought we were making rugs with our teaser.
No, that rug is a gift from the greatest of all time, Mr. Dan Brown,
Honestly,
And
So what
I
you're
wouldn't.
saying is
and
lock
his
them in your
fantastic fiance,
basement and just
Christiana.
make 50 of them.
I wouldn't want you guys to have welcome mats with our because I would. That would just be. I'd feel bad. Like your wife's gonna divorce you.
Yeah. The camping style ones, I think he means like the hard ones, like the
Like a
teal
Yeti.
one you got.
Like the Yeti ones, but you could probably do like the Walmart knockoff. Those.
No,
those
he's saying
trail
he
joints.
meant to say rugs, not mugs. I'm guessing because it's two separate ones. One says rugs, one says mugs.
Yeah, you're right.
But camping style mugs doesn't make sense.
Can we
Camping
do-
style rugs does.
Can we do like those knockoff Yeti joints on Shopify with like engraving?
Yeah, 100%.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there were options.
Yeah, we can. Anyway, Jet Daily, cars on track. So soon, I can almost taste it.
Oh, this week, you know what we get this week outside of the Rolex? The greatest event in motorsports history. Thursday and Friday is Spec Miatas at Daytona.
Oh, that's right.
It's the greatest. I forgot about it until yesterday. I was looking at a schedule because I was trying to make sure that it was all that the Rolex was going to be on Peacock from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I was reading through it and I was like, I forgot about
Spec
the Spec
Miatas.
Miatas on Thursday and Friday.
Fuck yeah.
Yo, is it just me or does Daytona look like complete shit right now?
Yeah, because they got rid of all the grass on the backstretch.
Like it looks like a car club is there for the weekend. Like the track is just like shut down, but we left the road course open for you
Yeah,
guys.
but-
like it just none of it looks good. It's like this is like a pretty prestigious race.
IMSA fans are pissed
Like
about
the whole
backstretch.
track just looks like half-assed.
Yeah.
Like the lawn is done in the front for the Daytona
The
500.
lawn design looks fucking sick this year.
It does.
But
I'm
it's
mad you
like-
get to see it.
I can't wait to see it.
Like the bus stop looks so out of place
Yeah.
because there's nothing around
There's-
it.
They should have.
The
I agree with.
infield, half the grass is dead. Like it just doesn't look good.
I agree with what people said that they should have done the Charlotte turf back there, at least around the bus stop,
Or painted it like
or
Coda.
painted it. You know, it just looks like a.
Yeah, paint it green.
It looks like. It looks like the bus stop looks like part of an autocross course that you'd find in like a stadium parking lot.
Yeah. Like it looks
Then
like a
nothing
track
says that
day.
they won't do that before.
I think.
Right, they have a week and a half, but right now they're getting hit with like a monsoon, so I don't know if they can paint anything right now.
Yeah.
That's fair. Downriver Diecast has a couple. What's your sleeper team this year to finally get some wins? Front row.
I was going to say
Noah.
front row. Priest.
Sleeper team.
Yeah, front
Team.
row. Wood Brothers. I think Josh. I think Josh can do
I think-
it. It's
I-
hard to count them as a sleeper. One, they won last year. Two, they're a Penske affiliate, damn near brother.
I'll give it to you.
I'll give it
Wood
to you.
Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm going Wood Brothers.
I
That's
would say
good.
front row and Wood Brothers are probably
Spire, I hope they burn in hell. Hawk Tua Motorsports, I don't see them winning anything.
the. At least they fixed their number.
Legacy, they're no chance. Colleague,
No.
no chance.
Legacy might
I
get
hate
relegated.
to rule AJ out, but I mean, fuck, he's getting no help from his teammate this year.
No.
Xfinity
He doesn't
either.
have a teammate this year.
Xfinity either is gonna be rough.
Yeah,
Eckes is good, but
yeah, I think that's your best option is Wood Brothers in front row.
Yeah, for sure.
God, I want to see Noah win a race.
Any real bad snowstorms that you guys had to experience? Yeah,
yes.
quite a few.
Ice Storm was the bad
Ice Storm.
one.
That
was
ice
really
storm was
bad.
at 08.
No, I think wasn't it like 13
Well,
or
there was
14?
one in 08, I remember, because Steph was in college, and we literally, she didn't live on campus. She lived at home. But we went and stayed in one of the common rooms because they obviously don't lose power because everything's buried and, like, they had full, backup power and shit. We went and slept in one of the common rooms with a bunch of people that she knew. When we came out the next morning, it looked like the apocalypse because there was like an inch of ice on everything. It was
I
nuts.
remember there was an ice storm. I want to say it was like 2013
That one too. I remember that one.
because I was we had no power for like a week and a
Yep.
half.
Yep.
And I had to drive down to my buddy's house like a mile and a half away to use his shower.
Yep. The one I remember that Kyle will remember.
The talking about the April Fool's Day one.
No.
You remember that?
What year?
97.
Probably.
April Fool's Day. It was literally April 1st. We got a foot and a half.
I think I remember that.
That one was brutal.
I remember when I was a kid.
The double barrel one.
I remember.
the winter of '78.
Yeah, fuck you. There was a storm when I was a kid.
Snowstorm.
I want to say it was probably 90. My parents had just split up. It was like 96, 97. We didn't have
What did you
power
do?
for like 5 days. Oh, I was a mess.
It was his fault.
It was 100% my fault. We didn't have power for like 4 or 5 days, but my dad had a wood stove, so we just sat in his house. He had one of those little portable black and white TVs, and we hooked it up to a car battery. Like, I think we were watching a Patriots game on it, and we were cooking on the wood stove because it was the only thing we had. Like, all of the
God,
food,
that sounds awesome.
all of the food from the fridge, we packed outside in the snow, and we were just like making eggs and like grilled cheeses and sandwiches on a pan on the wood stove because it was literally the only thing. In
Sounds
the house that
awesome,
worked.
actually.
It was actually pretty sick. But no, the worst one, not worst, but worst one I can remember, which you'll probably remember, 2013 in Boston, Nemo.
Oh, Jesus.
I lived in Alston. We got like 36 inches of snow. I had my gold car. I had just
in like 48 hours.
in not even, it was like a day, like 24 hours. We got smoked. I had my gold car. I have the pictures of it. It turned into a snowbank, not from being plowed in, but from the snow and the wind drifts. Like, we got almost 3 feet of snow. My headlights were like this, maybe a foot and a half off the ground. I lost the car.
Yeah.
I just found the shape of it in the
Nemo
snow.
was bad.
I turned the car on. All the belt's slipping like crazy. I'm like, what the fuck? I opened the hood. The car was pointed at the wind, so it blew all the snow. My engine bay was caked, like packed in with snow. I was like, what the fuck is this? They didn't plow, like you probably know down by where I lived, Com Ave, like there's 2 lanes going this way, 2 lanes going this way, train tracks, and then on each side there's the feeder street that's a one-way, like that's where you park. They didn't plow those feeder streets for like 4 days. We were trapped. We couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't plow them. Like, we
Yeah,
dug
'cause I was on Beacon Hill that year.
we dug our cars out because Steph had her Mark 6. I had my gold car. We dug the cars out, and it was like, okay, cool. If I pull forward, I'm going to drive into 3 feet of fucking snow. Like,
That was bad.
even if I dig it out, I can't do anything. There was a hill behind us as a street. We're out shoveling the cars. We hear all this ruckus. We go walking over there. It's all college kids, like, sledding down the hill on cardboard boxes and 30 racks and all this shit. Like, I went and got my snowboard and snowboarded down the hill.
I was snowboarding down Beacon Hill, down the
Hill.
stairs, down the common.
Yeah.
The double barrel one was what? 04, I want to say, when we got smoked on Christmas and then we got smoked on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I remember
Like,
that.
we recovered for like
Yep.
15 minutes and then we got smoked again.
I think the worst, well, Nemo was the worst for one storm, but
Yeah.
the winter of, was it 15?
Oh, when we got punched in the face 15 times in February?
When we had no snow from the beginning of winter till February. Like, we had the driest winter ever. Everyone was like, oh, there's no snow. This is ridiculous.
No snow, no rain.
Every fucking Sunday night for a month and a half straight, we got 2 feet of snow.
Yeah.
It was every Sunday night. I have pictures of my car in the parking lot at the condo we lived in Manchester. The first picture, like, oh, it's covered in snow. This is funny. You progressively see the snowbank behind it getting bigger and bigger. And by the time it was over, it was like 15 feet tall. They were running out of room to put the snow in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Because we just got hit with 2 feet of snow
And then
every
everything
7
flooded.
days. And then everything. Remember the snow mound
Yeah.
in Boston?
That was
They
there
just-
until July.
It was there till July.
Yeah.
It was a mountain of snow that they just dumped in an empty lot.
The mall behind my parents' house had a snowbank until I think it was early September.
It was insane, dude.
Because they were pushing it off the top of the parking garage.
Yes.
So it was 3 stories tall, and it didn't melt until late August, early September.
That winter was absolutely shithouse. Like,
It was
that was
insane.
insane.
Yep.
That was.
The
We've
good
had
old
some.
days.
I worked at the dealership. I was working at the dealership at the time, and my job went from marketing to
Cleaning cars
fucking
off.
car cleaning.
The
I was
worst,
driving a plow for the entire month.
the worst we ever had when I worked at Volkswagen was we had a storm roll in, and it was also like as cold as it is now. We had a bunch of TDIs that had showed up in the summer, and they still had like summer diesel in them. Guess what didn't start?
Those
Because it was like 5 degrees out, so we had to plow the lot. And we had, I think, like 8 or 9 TDIs that were just completely dead. We're like, what do we even do with this?
yeah. Oh, those are some bad ones. That was fun. That was a fun question.
I like that. That was cool. We've
We've gotten our faces pushed in a
Which,
few times.
I
honestly-
miss the good old days of
no, and that's the
snowstorms,
thing.
though.
I miss it because now I feel like we just don't get fucking winter anymore.
No, we haven't had a decent storm in
Well, the last
Years.
2 years, at least at my house, we've gotten our ass kicked at the end of March. The last 2 years, we've gotten a 2 feet of snow type storm when it's like March and you don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, it's then gone in 2 days because it's 65 degrees the next day.
in my last 3 trucks, the tan one, the green one, and now the white one. I've driven in the snow. I drove in one storm in the tan truck, and now today in the white truck. The green truck never saw snow.
Ah, it didn't. Yep.
Never once.
I legit think this morning was the first time I've driven my Silverado like actually in snow.
100% is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
I
you got
had
some
it-
more.
I had it all last winter, but I still had my other job, so I was really
You were driving
I was
the
So
driving
the,
my van.
the new house, obviously we got the Reeds, the marshland right next to us. It's the first time I've seen snow in the Reeds.
Yeah.
And I've owned it for a year and a half. Second winter.
Bro, I miss 18-inch snowstorms and
Yeah.
shit.
Oh,
like
dude,
that.
it was. We don't get
Wait,
that
what the
anymore.
fuck?
What?
Last but not least, Downriver Diecast. Did you ever watch the NASCAR merchandise show on QVC on Friday nights?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was a thing?
So if
Yeah, that's
you
where they
look-
sold like the gold cars and stuff.
If you look at diecast, if you look at diecasts from the early 2000s, my dad has a bunch of them. You know how the action cars, they have the little sticker on them that says the production numbers?
Right.
On a lot of them, it'll say like total. Then it'll say like one of blah, blah, blah. I think there was an action like club.
Yeah.
And then a lot of them will say like one of blah, blah, blah QVC. They
Oh,
made
shit.
X amount. Oh, dude, there used to be like a huge block of just merch. And it was like he said, it was like that's where you get the fucking gold die casts, or they sold regular die casts. They would sell Dale Earnhardt knife set. Like, you know,
Yeah.
just the
yeah,
dumbest shit
I never
possible.
bought anything off it, but I remember them vaguely.
Oh yeah, I never bought anything from QVC, but I remember that show, and they would have
Yeah.
like drivers would go on it and shit. Like I bet you if you
My mother-in-law still loves QVC.
What was
and
it?
I can't go over there without bringing shit home. But sometimes it's like cool shit.
I guarantee
We
you.
were up there for dinner last weekend,
Oh, yeah.
and she's like, "What size is your kitchen sink drain?" I was like, "I don't know. like,
Standard.
Normal." She's like, "I got these things off QVC. They're like, the thing you put in there
Yeah.
so to catch all the shit so it doesn't all go down the drain, unless you use a disposal, whatever." There's just like these little rubber ones that like sit lower, so like things, the water rushes
Yeah.
down properly. I'm like, well, okay. She's like, "I got like 5 of them on QVC. Was a deal." I'm like, I put it in and like, this thing's actually kind of sick.
Yeah.
But she always has little knickknacks that she gets it
I
every time.
guarantee you, if you YouTube like NASCAR QVC, you'll probably find old clips.
There was a
Oh, hell
car,
yeah.
wasn't it? Dale Jarrett or somebody was sponsored by QVC for a while.
No, it was the 7 car.
7, yeah.
It was a black 7 car, had white QVC.
That
with
was
like
Phil
red
Parsons, I think.
something like that. Was it?
I think that was after Michael Waltrips was the 7 Phillips.
Kyle
Jeff
car.
Bodine.
It was Bodine. Yes,
Jay off, dude.
Geoff Bodine. Yeah, it was-
Gay off?
so black,
think
white,
it's
right?
German.
Black, white lettering
Might
with a
be.
red spoiler and like red on the bottom.
I think
right?
it was almost like the Exxon scheme with the red stripe.
Kinda, right? Am I saying that right? Let's go. Maybe not the red spoiler, but still nailed it.
That's kind of hot.
That car was so simple; it was cool as hell.
Yeah, that was the same as the
Oh, and it's a Thunderbird?
Oh yeah.
that was
fuck
the
yeah.
7 Phillips car.
Oh,
Michael
so many
Waltrip
people have
raced.
remade it for iRacing on the.
I'm okay with that. Trading paints, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a 7. Norm, make it.
Look at how big that goddamn
Norm,
number is.
Norm, remake that
No.
and change it to LIF.
Look up Michael
Just-
Waltrip
hold on.
7 Phillips. He had
Look
a
at
couple
how
bangers.
big that 7 is. It goes from the window to the goddamn side, like
to the wall.
till the sweat drops down Jeff's balls. Yeah,
awesome.
skeet, motherfucker.
I love it. I love
Skeets. All right, so we got
it. In the chat, what do we got?
one in the chat. John Borst, will Norm run more than 4 races in 2025? I miss him arguing with Thomas.
Unlikely, but I do miss arguing with Thomas.
You should probably do it because I miss you too. It's boring without you.
Oh, what, on Wednesdays?
Don't even. I'll be. We're gonna be lucky if you show up for the junior race.
I'll be there.
Heard that before.
It's on the calendar.
Someone's gonna get diarrhea. Your fucking ceiling's gonna fall in. Your breaker's gonna trip. I
Please,
don't know.
please don't do that.
Your breaker's gonna trip.
I haven't had very good luck here. Let's
There you
let's
go,
go with
Kyle.
some wishful thinking.
You want that scheme?
The Phillips one's sick.
Oh, that one's sweet.
This
I
is the
forgot about
black
that
and
one.
yellow Phillips.
I'm just saying. There's that.
Positive vibes here. Positive vibes.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
that one.
Yeah, I like that
I'm
one.
just trying to bully you so you don't fuck off.
Yeah.
We have
That's
one,
all I got.
One more. From Discord, Mike is
Yeah.
vegan. What are your hot takes about the Clash coming up? Now, he lives locally, goes there all the time. The track is narrow, which will limit passing. The wall entering turn 3 will be a problem. Getting into the pits looks like it's going to be a nightmare. The exit of turn 4 opening up just past the grandstands. Complete frozen shit show, or overly excited to just have cars back on track?
Overly excited just to have cars back on track. I don't care what happens.
I think it'll be better than the Coliseum.
That's what I said.
Just because of the track layout.
100%.
But that overhead, dude, like the grandstands come into the racetrack. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah. It's wild
Yeah.
because it's a football stadium.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I hope they clean up the grass,
I'm sure they will.
like throw a coat of paint on it or something like that, and
Oh, I'm sure it'll look
do a big
great.
Clash
I
logo
just-
on it.
That's my biggest worry is that it's too cold.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm worried about. And right now, we're in a fucking Arctic blast, and it's going to snow in Florida. Like, if it was right now, we'd be fucked because I'm pretty sure it's just as cold in North Carolina as it is here.
Oh, my wife flew to Nashville for a work conference this week. I dropped her off at the airport this morning. She landed in Nashville. We just got probably 6 inches of snow at
Yeah.
home. It was 20 degrees when I got home. She texted me when she landed. It was 9 in Nashville.
Imagine if the Clash was this weekend.
9 degrees in Nashville.
That's insane.
We got a half a foot of snow, and it was more than double the temperature here.
Yeah, it was 20 degrees at home today, but the feels like was like 8
Oh
all
yeah,
day. And it's going to get worse. I saw like negative numbers the next 2 days.
yeah, it's gonna be brutal.
Although it could
And
be
it is
worse.
right now because outside right now where we are sitting, it is 16.
Sick. My mom is up in Michigan.
Yep.
They're high tomorrow. The high,
3.
minus 12.
What?
The high.
Feels like
Wait,
no,
what?
actual temperature.
Fahrenheit?
My stepdad posted a picture on Facebook yesterday of the forecast for this week.
Is
for
she
them.
on the peninsula?
They're up in Traverse City, so like northern Michigan.
So have they started packing up to leave yet?
No.
And they're in a camper?
Yep. The
Lord.
camper is in a building. They're in like a big warehouse garage thing. For
Oh,
the, for the
they're
winter.
inside.
It's still fucking cold.
Yeah, they're not going to get wind at least.
There won't be wind, but
Yeah.
still the actual air temperature is supposed to be
Yeah,
minus 12.
I know I've dealt with negative 20, and it's not
don't
a
think
good
I've-
time.
I don't think I've ever dealt with anything that
Oh,
cold.
I've felt some pretty negative numbers. Even this morning, I was cleaning my car off. I did the old like, oh, my wipers are frozen. Not thinking, bare hands, grab the wiper to like brick coming off the windshield, and my hand got wet. Within 3 seconds, my hand started stinging and burning, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Because it was 5 o'clock this morning. It was like 5 degrees out, and it was windy.
Oh god.
These next couple days are gonna be rough.
Yeah,
He
I
said, Mike is vegan. Also said, what do you think NASCAR's backup plan will be if they don't go to Mexico? They're too deep to not go to Mexico, so they
Yeah,
don't
they-
have one.
Yeah, they're going to Mexico.
They're
I don't know
going
why
to-
they wouldn't.
There's
yeah.
not going to be an issue there.
No, they
not
already
at all.
finalized that. That's done.
We'll have Norm make a phone call otherwise, so we'll be fine.
Uncle Donnie, let my boys through.
Except Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
I don't think
Kyle
you can
Busch
go there.
can't go. Kyle
Uh,
Busch is gonna get stolen by the cartel. It's gonna be hilarious.
yeah, probably.
We won't send Kyle Busch, and we won't send Bubba. Let us in.
Well, that does it for yet another episode of the Loose is Fast podcast. Next time we are here to talk to you, we'll be talking about actual race cars on track.
I'm excited to get to watch the Clash this year because like last year was kind of a shit show with the day moving. And the year before that, I was in Florida. I didn't even
That's
get
right.
to watch it. So I'm excited to actually get I think it's gonna be fun. And
You're right. Who cares?
we got 2 weekends of racing. We got Rolex this weekend, which we've talked about many times. I am a massive fan of just getting up or being on the couch at 2 o'clock in the morning and watching like the G Team broadcast. Like when they just turn it to IMSA radio.
Oh, I'm
They
all
don't-
for it.
They don't even have like the actual TV broadcasters. They just put the like what you would listen to at the track in your headset
Yeah.
over the broadcast. That's my favorite.
For many, many years, I have stayed up as long as humanly
Same.
possible. Multiple times, made it through the entire night. Probably,
I've never made it through the night.
I've probably made it through the night a half dozen times, give or take.
Never made it through the night, but
Um,
I'd come close.
I've never watched it.
Oh, it's
You've never watched it?
I've seen bits and
I
pieces
love
of it.
You got to watch
And
it this year.
I
'cause we
usually
got-
go all out. Like a couple of years at the old house, prior to being a married man, every TV's running it. I got iPads with in-car cameras
Yeah.
running. People over, we're drinking, partying, we're having a good time.
I'm excited this year because
I love it.
we have Jordan Taylor in a Cadillac. We got the Trackhouse car.
That
which
thing looks
fucking
sick.
insane. That
Did
WeatherTech
Connor
car.
send you the picture?
No.
Oh, dude, he was sending me like a half dozen
Did you see
Snapchats of it.
JB's pictures of it in the rain?
Yeah.
Yeah, JB's picture of it in the rain.
Yeah,
is
he's
sick.
put in
Oh, I've-
work, dude.
I
he
was
is.
That dude's gonna
rubbing
get
my face
trench
on my
foot.
phone screen.
But that WeatherTech Corvette, so it's going to be SVG, Zilich, and like 2 other guys, I think, that I don't remember who they are. That'll be one to watch. I'm intrigued by that. So
It's gonna be a good time.
I am excited for this weekend, and then that leads right into
They got Scotty Mack, don't they?
Oh, Scotty Mack, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
SVG, Scotty Mack, Zilich, and I think somebody else. Then that leads right into the Clash. Then we get a week off for the Super Bowl, and then we are fucking off and running.
Damn right.
It's so far,
It'll
but
be
it's
my
so close.
birthday.
It's so close, but it's so goddamn far.
I know. I'm excited.
Like I'm getting the itch.
Yeah.
I was watching
It's time.
football the other day on Fox, and you get boom Daytona commercial. I'm like, stop it! Just
Coming
let me
soon.
in. Let me
Oh,
in.
you know what's tonight? Ohio State versus Michigan, dude.
No, Ohio State versus Notre Dame.
I thought that was Michigan.
No.
Shit.
On that note,
Wow.
I'm Kyle Belcher,
I'm Dan Walker.
Norm Peltier.
and we'll catch you after the Clash.
Hey,
See
keep it
ya.
fast, boys.